player that was number one in the world for 270 weeks. He won 94 singles titles in that time. Can you name him?
Sports updates on Phoenix teams, sports trivia about Phoenix sports, top picks, and much more. All at phoenixsports.digital. Here's a bonus sports trivia question from Nick LaCapria's Sports Trivia Library. Who is the last National League team to win 2 World Series in a row? See the answer at phoenixsports.digital. Your source for all things sports. phoenixsports.digital. Log on now.
The answer to today's daily sports quiz: name the tennis player that was number one in the world for 270 weeks. Ivan Lendl. Yes, he won 94 singles titles over that period. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate 2-day spring training music and baseball celebration at Tempe Beach Park on February 26th and 27th. You'll see Tame Impala, St. Vincent, The War on Drugs, Billy Strings, and the Foo Fighters. Plus, meet over a dozen baseball legends, including Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, and Rick Sutcliffe. Listen for your chance to win tickets good for both days. Innings Festival returns February 26th and 27th. Visit inningsfestival.com to view the full lineup and grab your tickets today.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Join me 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday as we discuss all the home teams. Suns are starting their playoff push, Cardinals and NFL offseason, NHL trade deadline is closing in, Coyotes news, and all the headlines from around the country. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. Brian alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And a little bit ago, you just heard about the Innings Festival that is coming up on the 26th and the 27th. If my calculations are correct, that's this weekend. And the Daily Blender has the only giveaway this station has to the Innings Festival. And it's a doozy. Here's what it is. 2 wristbands, $179 each. This will get you into the show both days. You'll see the Foo Fighters, Tame Impala, St. Vincent, War on Drugs, Billy Strings. You can meet a bunch of different legendary baseball players. Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, Rick Sutcliffe. Yeah. Spring training ain't happening, but that's all right. They're still going to have a party. They're still going to have a lot of fun. And I think you can probably still get some tickets if you go to inningsfestival.com, take a look at the lineup, see what's in it for you, and, maybe get your tickets there online. But I'll tell you what, what's so funny?
I'm just thinking about you and your favorite band, and you're not going to be able to be out there. I feel bad for you, man. I feel bad for you. Maybe now, listen, we can do this. And now just hear me out. The 3 of us overwhelm Ron and take his tickets, and then we all go.
I've got a feeling he does have some for himself.
The Innings Festival Friday says, all right, Mr. Cohen, we have 4 passes for you. And he's like, hey, Jeffrey, we got 2 passes for you to give away. That's all right. Listen, he owns the place. He's entitled. And I'll be honest, I'm not really a concert goer. Really?
The Foo Fighters, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Part of me would like to see him live at least once, but you know, I've seen very few concerts because here's the thing. We work in radio, so we get the music, that we hear the music, and then you get the album or you get the Spotify or whatever. I have full access to everything, so I enjoy the music they record, and that was really the specialty of Dave Grohl. He was the Foo Fighters for a minute before he went out and hired some people to be in the band with him. That first album he did entirely by himself, recorded all the instruments. And so, you know, I appreciate the music, what I hear recorded. I also have heard some live concerts, and it does sound like a really good time. But, you know, maybe not this one, maybe the next one. For me, COVID might still be a little bit of a concern. But I'll tell you what, next time they're in town, though, you're right. I do want to go. I absolutely do want to go. And I'm thrilled to give somebody wristbands for this concert today here on the Daily Blender. So how do you guys think we should give these away? These are big time passes, man. Both days.
I would probably say something along that. You have to call in and you've got to sing your favorite Foo Fighter song. Call in and sing your favorite Foo Fighter song.
I don't want to do that because I don't want people ruining the Foo Fighters for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So let's go with the new idea.
All right. Here's one. You call in and you offer to give your passes to Jeffrey, and you're the winner.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a whole lot in it for the person who wins, though. So I mean, I appreciate that. But
they get the opportunity to feel the magic of being on the radio.
Well, I'm not eligible to have those passes. So
well, you don't.
That doesn't.
You know, Mr. or Mrs. X calls in, and then they very graciously give their passes to you.
So, Keon, do you have any ideas?
I mean, we could just pick a caller like we usually.
Well, it seems boring. These are huge deal passes, man.
They are a huge deal. I don't have a creative.
I have an idea.
Bone in your body?
I have.
Well,
I have an idea. I have an idea.
Want one? Oh, that joke.
No, thank you.
Sorry.
I will lack creativity forever now.
Yeah. So what do you say? I don't know.
Well,
I'll think about it.
You say Dave Grohl recorded the first album.
Spell Dave Grohl. How about that?
What?
Spell Dave Grohl.
Why? Did I say it wrong?
No, not you. That could be the contest.
Oh, spell.
But
Okay.
how do you stop people from Googling it?
Oh, well, see, now you just gave it away, Keon. Way to go.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of these people are on the honor system. They're not devious like you. They wouldn't have even thought to Google it.
That's why Keon is way star years ahead of us.
Yep. Somebody would have.
I don't know. I'm going to think about this. These are a very, very important passes. Like I said, $179 per wristband. You get 2. They work for both days of the event for the Innings Festival. Go to inningsfestival.com, check it all out. But yeah, all right. I'm going to think about it. Mr. Pringle says, Jeffrey offering to put a bone in Keon's body is, well, that's a major man card violation.
Oh,
Mr. Pringle, some of these will be jokes. He says, pretty excited though. I finally got a job working Thursday mornings and all day on Friday. Now I'll have some spare cash to resume my gambling addiction.
Hey, yes. There you go.
So everybody's screaming pineapple and that Veasan is on the app. I just checked the system, King of Kittens. Maybe you're just really behind on your app. So I don't know. If anybody else is having troubles, please let me know. Moist One, Baker's Cocky Hens. We're not doing a text in Dave Grohl, but you did spell it right. So congratulations on that. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I'm dealing with a horrible toothache. Pick me. We're not doing this way. And if you have a horrible toothache, maybe the last place you need to be is a concert this weekend.
Yeah.
Augie says, how about the first 2 people that want to throw poo at each other? And we'll call it the Poo Fighter contest. I don't hate
Well,
that
I mean,
idea. I just wish we had more time to set it up.
Yeah.
Be a Foo Fighter to win the Foo Fighters. Oh, that actually, Augie, that's not bad, but I'm sure that there'd be some insurance issues, some legal issues. Health department would come shut us down.
Yeah.
But we can make pretend poo out of like Nutella or something. I don't. We'll figure that maybe for another time, Augie. But I like your idea. Just a tip. He might be listening to a podcast because he brings up something I think I brought up not yesterday, but the day before. He says, no way does Paul O'Neill deserve to have his number retired when his stats and status are compared with the other players who've had their numbers retired. Just one more effed up thing that Steinbrenner's dumbass son has allowed to happen under his watch. You just could have stopped with stupid Yankees, and that would have been all you needed.
Yeah.
Donnie says, hey, afternoon, boys. World War III has started, and I never got to witness my team win the Lombardi. It's not over.
I feel your pain, Johnny. I feel your pain.
The world's not ending right at this moment, so just hang in there, Donnie. He's very fatalistic. If you ever read his stuff on Twitter, he A, hates everything Arizona when it comes to sports, and B, I think he hates most everything else. Moist one says, I channel my inner Odell Beckham and take that. Okay. I can't read that.
Oh,
Wiggy My Piggy says, Jeffrey, parlay the tickets by caller guessing all three of your favorite Foo Fighter songs. Those that guess it wrong, well, you can tell them how many they got right out of three. No, I mean, I like all the Foo Fighter songs, so I don't know if I have favorites, you know. It's just like trying to say, name your favorite Beatles song. If you're a fan of the Beatles, you know, they have an evolution as a musical band. So, yeah, it's not a bad idea, Wiggy My Piggy, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. Lost Toby says, hey, if we're going for most bleepy story, I got dumped yesterday. 2-year relationship. Bam. Officially over.
Sorry, man.
Wow. So here's what, of course, here's how it works. When you tell that to men, Lost Toby, we're going to say, wow, man, sorry to hear that. But hey, you know,
sorry, man.
Better luck next time. And I'm sure you'll find someone. Women are going to say this to you. The hell did you do?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you don't have to tell us, Lost Toby. We're just here to sympathize with you. Just the tip says, yeah, he says, no, that was from today. That text is from today. It's really, is it up to us to say what another team does with their Ring of Honor or what numbers they decide to retire? I'm not a Yankees fan, so
and if the team, if the organization, if the fan base loves that guy, you may not have. It's not the Hall of Fame. You don't have to reach a statistical threshold to get in. If your numbers are really good and the fans and the organization love you, you're getting into the Ring of Honor.
Can I tell you why I love Paul O'Neill having his number retired by the Yankees? Because anytime they look up and they see his name, well, they have to remember he's part of the story where the Diamondbacks won the 2001 World Series. They have to consider that pain in their hearts. Yeah. So enjoy that.
Truth to that. Yeah.
All right. Well, while I deliberate and try to figure out how to give away these innings festival passes, there's a couple things that we need to clear up and state. It's National Chili Day.
Hey, all right.
And National Tortilla Chip Day. So they kind of go together. I guess they can. So here's the question. What do you put on your chili? Would you use crackers, cornbread, Fritos? What do you put in your chili? Keon, what do you put in your chili?
Boy, it could be any of the things you mentioned.
What's your
really
fave?
Like the tortilla chips.
So just regular tortilla chips, Doritos?
Yeah, just regular tortilla chips. I just find that they work for me.
I go all day with some Fritos. That to me is the best. But I'm pretty easy. I like just chili in general. When I was a kid, I hated chili, and then I realized after I left the house, my mom was a horrible cook, and I was like, "Wow, this chili stuff is actually pretty good." That is not a joke. Same thing happened with me and meatloaf and some other meals. I mean, she does make some good stuff, but So how about you, Randy? What do you like in your chili?
Nothing better than a small handful of cheddar cheese. And, sometimes I put the saltine crackers on them. I crumble it up and put it in there. Sometimes I use the Fritos. I'm a free spirit, man. Sometimes it's the tortilla chips. I don't know. Depends on the mood I'm in.
So any assortment of things, I guess, for you.
Yeah.
So my favorite chili is just whatever chili you happen to have near me. I don't know that I've ran into since I left home a bad bowl of chili. But the people have their own favorites and stuff. But I guess somebody decided to do a ranking of best toppings for chili, and they polled a bunch of people. And here's the top 5: cheese, like you said, Randy, crackers, cornbread, sour cream. And tortilla chips. Why would you put sour cream in chili?
Some people love the sour cream on the chili. Oh, yeah.
Somehow avocado also made the top 10. I'm not really understanding that.
Yeah, I don't know
sure
how
about that one.
Yeah.
This was really something kind of cool, though. This was pretty cool. 95% of people say they like or love chili. Only 4% don't like it, and 1% disliked it enough to say hate. So 95% of people like chili. I don't know if I've heard of a more universal dish than chili.
Well, I mean, you could do so many things with it. You don't have to use, the same beans. You can use different type of meats to grind up in there. I mean, it is the most versatile food, I think. You can make it hot. You can make it mild. I mean, it's amazing.
And there's so many different ways that you can make it at home.
Yeah.
Whereas, everybody loves pizza, but you're kind of restricted by whatever the pizza place wants you to do. If you make the chili at home, if you want to do the avocados, I don't get it, but you can go for it. And
some people from California.
Probably.
So Scratch Me Because says, I'll trade you some of my homemade chili for those passes to the Innings Festival. Tempted. At least we would get something out of it. But no, I don't think I'll be allowed to do that. Pull the Plug says, use Fritos dip chips as a spoon and make sure you put some cheese in there. But take the little Frito and hum, nom. That's not a bad way to go. Gotta love the Sonic chili cheese dog. It's an absolute disaster of a mess. You got to eat it with a fork. It's not going to work as a hot dog normally would, but the chili cheese dog from Sonic, I do dig that. It is pretty good.
It's pretty tasty. Yeah.
Just the Tip says, Jesus Christ, Jeffrey, my Paulo Neal text was at 1440 yesterday. My first text today was, good afternoon, gentlemen. Randy, thank you for sporting the Schumann. Grohl, no search. Okay, let's roll this back. I'm looking right at it, and it says 2 days. So we must be having a glitch with the text system. I'm thinking Russian hackers because that's something we all have to be. I'm not even kidding. Very careful of now that the United States has put sanctions on the Russians for what they're doing in the Ukraine. Well, of course they're like, okay, well, we're already hacking in the Ukraine. Let's take a moment since they've got sanction on us and take care of America. So there's going to be a huge increase in those sorts of things, and it's going to hit anybody and everybody, and it's going to go lightning fast. So brace yourselves. Things are about to get interesting on the internet, to say the least. I've already run into some weirdnesses today, like with internet stopping and coming back up, sites dying and coming back up. And I'm just like, oh, dear Lord.
I had that thought too. I had some stuff with my internet as well. And that was my first thought.
If we have to, we will drive down to the transmitter with a handful of newspapers and we will still broadcast like they used to in the olden days. So Mr. Pringle says, when I cook chili, I put about 1 cup of brown sugar in there. Ooh, gives it a rich sweetness. And he says, I put a spoon in my chili. FedFan says, remember, Keon, when the world falls apart, you'll have all that ramen noodle that you can use for food and trade.
Oh, boy.
By the way, about that, so Boogie goes out on the Twitters and he sets up a GoFundMe page trying to give Keon the gift of an entire pallet of top ramen noodles. Now Keon, understandably so, he's a man. I'm going to say, as far as men go, as guys who've worked in the show with Randy and I, he ranks pretty damn high up there. I don't know if we've had a manlier man than Keon. I mean, Kaler was kind of a mama's boy. Yeah, he was a big guy, but Keon is, I'm going to give you manliness, Keon. I'm going to say you've got the manliness. You tore your life apart, drove across country to join us and to do this show, trying to further your career. Boy, did we have you hoodwinked, but still, that's a manly pioneer kind of spirit thing. So Keon, I give him man card accreditation. And so when you guys, we were just joking about how much money would be laugh all the way to the bank money. And Keon's number was just kind of low. And mine was kind of low too, to be honest. But so then they started joking around about sending him a bunch of top ramen. And, of course, because Keon is a proud man, he's like, yeah, no, I don't need your top ramen. Thank you. But no. And of course, Boogie, who just never knows how to hear no, he went on GoFundMe and set up an account to do this for Keon. Of course, thank God so far, Boogie's the only one who's donated.
Yeah.
That just shows you that the super fans of the Fourth Dimension respect you, Keon, and don't want to be a part of this nonsense.
Which I also appreciate. I really do.
Except for Fish Tank. Fish Tank did put out. In fact, I'll tell you what, Randy, we got to hire him to do some attack ads during politician season. We can launch some attack ads against the other radio stations and maybe even the other shows on our station for fun.
Yeah.
But here was an ad that was put out by Fish Tank on Twitter today about this very topic.
Our friend Keon Rose is at an all-time low. At this point, he would laugh $5 to the bank. Jeffrey claims to pay him a reasonable salary, but it just doesn't seem to add up. He spent tens, maybe even hundreds to move out to be a part of our beloved radio station. And now he needs your support more than ever. For as little as $5, you can help this man eat ramen noodles with a name no one knows what it means. For just $5, you can help this man eat like a college student who just got dumped for the star quarterback. So please, immediately go to Boogie's Twitter account and donate to give Keon his most valuable present ever.
Wow.
I'm going to guess it's not the most valuable present ever. And we actually did go ahead and figure out that what Shin Top Ramen was. So
Heart.
That's what it is. So, I don't know what's going to happen, Keon. You may end up with a pallet of Top Ramen noodles, and I apologize.
I can't fit them all in the apartment. It's just I
don't completely agree with you on that, but
the apartment is tiny. I unfortunately rented a place I never got the chance to see. I moved out here and I was like, oh wow, I can't believe they're charging me this for.
I can't believe they're charging me anything.
This, it's not great. So here's the thing. I have a couple of food banks that I've seen. A couple of food pantries.
There you go.
So if you do actually manage to make the amount of money and you get the ramen or don't get the ramen, I will turn around and I will donate that to a couple of food pantries over there in Tempe.
There you go. That's Keon, who's owning his moment, owning his manliness, and shrugging off the silliness of Boogie and Fish Tank. Which, by the way, Fish Tank did donate his time, but so far I've not seen him donate $1. So
I will say the dramatic piano, nice touch.
Yeah, he is a musician. He's done songs for the Daily Blender in the past. All right, so we're going to deliberate how we're giving away these Innings Festival passes. And, of course, we're going to take a break and be back with more of the Daily Blender after this. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The former roommates turned enemies, Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington, currently slated as the main event for UFC 272 a week from Saturday at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The former interim champion Covington, the odds-on favorite, minus 360 over the current BMF title holder Masvidal at plus 270. Undisputed junior welterweight boxing champion Josh Taylor returns to the ring for the first time since winning the belt last May. He'll face Jack Catterall Saturday in Scotland. Taylor a heavy favorite, minus 1715, Catterall plus 855. The NBA season resumes tonight. The Phoenix Suns on the road against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Phoenix with the best record in the NBA at 48-10. They are a 9.5-point road favorite, 215 the total. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market. Your favorite shows.
Be ready to have a great time and don't be afraid to participate.
Huzzah! Just night.
Huzzah!
Silly fun for the entire family.
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable.
You will adore the Renaissance Festival.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Fashions and Food City or online at arizona.breakfastinfo.com.
Presented by Delta Airlines.
Fashions Food City.
Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Budweiser, the king of beers, is the beer of kings at the Renaissance Festival. Budweiser invites you to celebrate and enjoy the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Raiders football, golf, Vegas Raiders, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. The series of AIA high school basketball playoffs continues tonight at 7:30 p.m. You got Perry at Xavier Prep. That's a girls' game tonight. Of course, we've got another game for you guys tomorrow night at 7 as well. GCU is back in action on Saturday at 5:45 p.m. And then we got a race. That's right, the Wise Power 400. It's NCS at the Auto Club at 11:30 a.m. This coming Sunday. And of course, tomorrow with the race set up with Randy White, we will talk more about that race and, the latest in NASCAR and stuff. So keep it right here on 1580 Fanatic. And Randy, there's something else that's kind of cool. Now, today is National Chili Day, but it's also World Bartender Day.
Hey!
So happy World Bartender to the bartender of our world right here, Randy White, who's pouring drinks pretty much all day long. It's a thankless job, but we're sure glad he's here to do it. And so I looked it up about, bartending, and I guess the earliest use of the word bar, it was in the 17th century. Before that, they called them taverns. So I guess they started calling them bars because I guess somebody built a bar and everybody's like, well, I'm going to the bar. And then that became popular. So
tavern.
So there's a little factoid on World Bartender Day.
See, I think you and I we could open up a nice little tavern.
Everybody thinks that. I mean, they did a whole thing on that on How I Met Your Mother. But it is true. There's at one point in all dudes' lives where they look to their other dude friend and go, dude, we should open a bar.
Oh, yeah.
We should open a bar.
I want to open a bar. I want to open up a tavern.
Yeah, like an Irish thing.
A
pub. Call it a pub.
Could call it a pub or tavern.
Well, there had been talk in the past about the concept of putting the radio station in a bar. Having it part like sports bar.
Yeah.
And then studios are right there.
Nice.
Behind some plexiglass, because if somebody be throwing a beer bottle at us, we
How
don't
fun
need that.
and or convenient for me.
Well,
all right.
there could be some negative connotations to the entire thing, but I think for you and I both, every day would be a good day. Not so much for Keon, who'd have to clean up after us in more ways than one, but all right, let's get back to the text line here. Fed fan says, I don't want to be all fatalistic or nothing, but Donnie is not wrong. Donnie said, well, World War III starting, and it's a shame I never got to see my team win a championship. Fed fan says, no, you better stock up on some food, keep your gas tank full, have at least 1 week's cash on hand. Don't be shocked if the banks get hacked by the Russians. Sorry to be a downer, but people, you need to be prepared.
Yep.
Maybe we should really all just get that ramen and split it up, Keon.
just hang on to it.
Might be a good idea. She says, I volunteer at St. Mary's Food Bank, though, so I'll take those extra ramen packages from you and give it to St. Mary's, Keon.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Well, you slow down on that.
If
just slow your roll, just for
it's still a big if, because we've got $5 donated out of 200.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm refreshing the page. Still only $5. Lost Toby says about his breakup. Oh, it's all good. We both agreed it was a long time coming. What I need right now, though, Randy, is a nice, chilled 1942. But if concert tickets were included, I'd take those. Oh, I'll even wear a new Fanatic t-shirt out there, and I'll put on the hat that you give me. I'll be a walking advertisement. Win-win. Well, we can't just give it too direct, unfortunately. There has to be some sort of a contest, so it gives everybody else a fair chance. We're working on the idea. Into Speed says, innings, festival legends, Clements, cheater, Stewart, arrest with a drag queen prostitute. I'm not gonna keep reading these. Or go for the bands. Into Speed. Blissful Hayes says, Keon does an awesome job on the blender.
Thank you. Yes, he does.
That does
a great job. Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur says, I'd be more than happy to organize a car wash for Keon as long as the three of you and myself are all out there topless. Is that so you can read our nipples in Braille since you can't see us? Yeah. We would have to see each other, and we don't want that. Let's see. Fed fan says, I volunteer. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Good day, Blender Nation. Beautiful day in the valley after a nice cold storm. Jeffrey, I heard on the news there, the NFL Network says that they're leaning towards keeping Carson Wentz for the 22 season.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Jeff, go.
Well,
sorry, man.
I will say you really can't trust much you hear this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're planning to make a move, for instance, to trade up in the draft to go get somebody or something, you want teams to think, yeah, we're okay with Carson Wentz. We're satisfied. Even if you want to trade, you don't want a bunch of teams knowing what you're going to do and trying to outmaneuver you. So this is Lion season right now. From now until draft day, you don't trust everything you hear.
This is lion season?
It's lion season.
Like a herd of lions?
LYIN.
Oh, lying. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Cabana, you're not going to win any tickets if you send me pictures of poop in a toilet. He says, I love Pooh Fighter tickets. Well, okay, you lose. Senior Wake and Bake says, shout out to Keon for thinking about donating, and for the fools who did the GoFundMe, step up like Keon. Put your money where your mouth is. Maybe double it for a worthy cause. Well, the nicest thing Senior Wake and Bake may have ever said.
And thank you for that.
Just the Tip says National Bartender Day. Awesome question. If you walk into an establishment and they have your beverage of choice ready by the time you sit down, is that a good thing? If you,
yes.
Yes. Well, that could go either way. Could mean you're a high functioning alcoholic, or just could mean that you're good buddies with the people who work there. Maybe your refreshment of choice isn't even alcoholic. I don't know. I'm just trying to look at every angle there for you. Lost Toby says, I'll donate the Keep Keon Fed Fund. It's tax. Is that tax deductible? No, none of this is tax deductible.
Not 1 cent.
Blissful Hayes says, hey, Randy, in honor of Bartender Day, can you play Hey Bartender by Head Pay? Or is it Head P? I don't know what it is.
No, I better not do that.
Do you know the song?
Yeah, I better not.
What's the name of the band? Did I say it wrong or right?
I don't know, but
well,
its origins. If it's not the same song I'm thinking of, the origin of that song is country and western.
Oh yeah, we're not doing that. Nice try.
Not do that.
Nice try. Jagdog says, how about the person who donates the most cash to the Angels club gets the Foo Fighter tickets? Well, I can't do it that way either. That would not be fair to others. It has to be more of a random kind of thing, I think. And so we probably will just sort of surprise you with a collar number foo or 4 or something like that. But we'll figure that out. Mr. Wilbur says, how about Urban Meyer as the next coach for the ASU? What do you think of that?
How about that? Yeah. Hey, why not? Huh?
Shut up. By the way, Mr. Bartender, I don't know if you heard this. And now, normally when you hear that Budweiser's doing anything, you can't care about it. But some people like Bud, some people like Bud Light, some people like Coors, some people like Coors Light, other people like beer. And well, if you don't like what the beer does to you, well, this could be like a breakthrough that might go and spread to all beers. Bud Light has invented a beer with no carbs. Think about what that means.
Interesting.
Because you drink some beer, what do you get?
Carbs.
Well, I was going to say arrested for DUI, but I guess carbs is one too.
Yeah.
And carbs makes you what? Fat.
El Fato.
Especially if you don't exercise when you drink the beer, which a lot of us
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Beer belly comes from the beer. Well, if there's no carbs, I'm not sure if you can get fat drinking beer. I mean, is there other things in beer that can make you fat other than carbs? I mean, I think those are probably the leading things. I mean, a little sugar in there, I think, somewhere, but I think I don't know. I don't make beer, so
It's the carbs mostly. I mean, for the same reason that you if you eat a lot of bread, it's the same thing that's going to stick to you. Your body takes it in. You're not using it. It stores it. You get fat.
This is very exciting for me, and it should be for you too, Jeffco.
Well, yeah,
we're showing that technology is moving forward to a day when we will have our favorite beverage. And it will be nearly perfect. We can enjoy it at any time. We're getting the driveless cars where you don't have to drive the cars anymore. You just sit there and car, take me home. And boom, it takes you through the city and gets you home. See what I mean?
It's exciting times.
Oh, yeah, no carbs in the beer. Oh, this is exciting times, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Yeah. But I mean, it'll be more exciting for me when it's not a garbage beer like Bud. But the fact that they're innovating and getting closer, you know, I don't know if you can apply this technology to Guinness or another good beer, but just all I can say is stand by. It's an amazing time to be alive. Augie says, how about best text of the day for the tickets? That's very subjective. And just as we've said that a lot of the Olympic sports are not real sports because the subjective, like a judging, it does not seem to be a real way of winning a game. If you ask us, I'm not going to subject you guys to something like that either. So probably not going to do that. Not going to do that. I got good news and bad news for you guys. Of course, the good news is GCU put the stomp on Chicago State last night, 85-64. Bryce Drew gets his 200th coaching victory, and Grand Canyon with 13 3-pointers there, Keon. What an amazing night for the Lopes, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. They got off to a hot start, and that was despite some foul trouble early. It really looked like this was going to be a kind of grinded out game. And then about 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes later, the game was completely out of control. And when the Lopes are shooting threes and making them, it makes their whole offense move a whole lot more smoothly. And Chicago State, they played their butts off, but they had no answers for that 3-point shooting barrage.
Well, so that is the good news. The bad news is I lost my dollar bet last night. The LA Kings beat the Coyotes 3-2. I was working on stuff for the charity last night. I haven't had a chance to really put all this together. I'm going to give you guys a report on what Arizona Sports Angels is doing this week. But every day, a shipment of between 50 to 100 cleats are going to baseball and softball players at Title I schools all over the state of Arizona. So that's really cool. And of course, Athlons is the company that made that possible. And I've got another cool story involving a Major League Baseball player, which we're sort of keeping the cards close to our chest for a second, because we don't want the kids to know or else they might try to sell those on eBay rather than wear them. So anyway, so I was working on stuff for the charity last night with my wife, and I was like, "Ooh, I'll see how the Coyotes are doing." I looked at my phone, and at the end of the second, it was a tie game, 2-2. And I was like, "Ooh,
yeah." It was that way up to like 3 minutes left in the game, right?
Yeah. And then Victor Arvidsson got his second goal, and that was the end of my dream.
Damn it!
That was it. Into my dreams. And so yeah, now the Coyotes have the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow night. So anyways, but yeah, listen, the Coyotes, at least they're not getting blown out all over the place, right?
Right.
I mean, what's a blowout in hockey? Because I know we've determined that a blowout in, say, basketball is like 20 points, because a 10-point swing can just be made or erased within just a couple minutes. So I think we established, was it 15 or 20? Was, I think 20 in baseball, 20 in basketball is a blowout.
Yeah.
And I think more than 14, or was it more than that in football?
No,
we had somebody
was,
write this
I
down.
thought it was like 21 or 28 or something like it. 21 maybe.
We need to document some of these things. We ask the person who does Keon's job to always document those things, but they might. But then when they leave, well, there goes our documentation. So what do you say, Keon? A blowout in basketball is how many points? 15, 20? What'd you put that?
Yeah, I'd put it at 20.
20. Okay,
yeah,
I agree. How about for football?
I'd go 17 points, because 3 scores. I think if you're down 3 scores, you're being blown out. I mean, it's not, especially if you're in the fourth quarter and you're down 3 scores, can you realistically come back and win that football game? You can, but it's very rare.
Well, Randy, we said 21. He said 17. What do you think of his answer? Do we stick with our answer, or we agree with Keon?
I'd agree with Keon. Yeah, we could go there. We could flex a little bit.
All right, fine. All right, so 20 for basketball, 17 for the NFL. What is a blowout in baseball? I'm asking you, Randy.
Sorry. In baseball, 10 runs.
10?
Yeah.
I think
10 runs.
7. I don't know. What do you got, Keon?
10 runs, because that puts you outside of a score, and then a grand slam. Grand slam gets you right back in the game. So it's got to be 10 runs.
Well, not if it's 7. 7 is
it's got to be 10 runs. 7 runs, and you hit a grand slam to catch up. Now you're 3 runs behind, and it's anybody's ball game.
Randy is Mr. Baseball, but Keon, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I mean,
just easier to just agree with him.
Well, that and also Randy is the baseball guy there, and I think 7 to 10 it's close enough.
Not 7 to 10. It's got to be 10. 10 or more.
I will give you the 10.
All right, we'll go ahead and go with 10 so Randy doesn't get mad. And then finally, before we go to break, hockey. What's a hockey blowout? Because they don't score as often in hockey. So is it 3-0, 5?
6 goals.
6? I think 5 feels like a hockey blowout. If the other guy
6 goals.
I don't agree. What do you say,
I would say about 5.
What's the difference between 5 and 6?
4.
It's 1 goal.
Even 4.
4?
Yeah. That's if you have 4-0, that's a blowout.
A team jumps out to a 4-0. You think you can't overcome 4 goals?
8-4 kind of feels like a blowout. 10-6 kind of feels like a blowout in hockey.
Nah.
All right, let's compromise then. Let's go 5 then. Because you said 6, I say 4, Keon said 5. 5 is a hockey blowout. It has been decided.
All right.
I don't want no more arguments.
All right. There's been no argument. I was right.
A blowout in soccer, 1. Okay. When we come back, let's talk about the current state of affairs with Major League Baseball versus the MLB, PPA, PTA, Harper Valley.
It's still the same, but yeah, we can talk about it.
Well, there goes that segment. Thanks, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate 2-day spring training music and baseball celebration at Tempe Beach Park on February 26th and 27th. You'll see Tame Impala, St. Vincent, The War on Drugs, Philly Strings, and the Foo Fighters. Plus, meet over a dozen baseball legends, including Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, and Rick Sutcliffe. Listen for your chance to win tickets good for both days. Innings Festival returns February 26th and 27th. Visit inningsfestival.com to view the full lineup and grab your tickets today.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Download our podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Don't be that guy.
Arizona's new exclusive home for live NFL games and Super Bowl 55.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this beautiful Thursday. And maybe need a little excitement for watching sports. It's getting a little boring watching the same thing over and over again. I got an idea for you. You can download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and it will add excitement to your sports viewing. The reasons why is because FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They have great odds on all sorts of different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlays, exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. You can bet player props, futures, whatever you might be looking for, as FanDuel has heaps and heaps, tons and tons, literally tons and tons of options for you. Live betting, it's easy to place your bet fast during a game if you see a trend you like. Odds boost and specials, product features. Right now, FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Just place a bet on any game, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back if you don't win your first bet. Seriously, no strings attached. Just place any bet you want, and if you win, you keep the cash. If you lose, you get your entire bet up to $1,000 back in site credit. If you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and get started, and be sure to sign up with promo code Randy1580 so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Randy1580. Got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
So Kyle G has started doing something. I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay.
Well, he's only done it a couple times, but he just sent in a text.
Let me guess. He said hot dog water.
No, period. Just a period. And he did that a couple of weeks ago. Just a period. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If somebody just texts you dot.
Yeah, I don't know. No.
I've
Keon,
never-
is that something the kids are doing nowadays?
Yeah. What's
oh boy, I've never gotten one of those before, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I think the only time I've ever sent somebody just a dot, it was an accident. It was just a period. It was a
Kyle G
mistake.
must be butt dialing us.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just still kind of ominous, Fed fan says, did someone say bread? I say yes. I love bread. Mr. Wilbur says, a beer without carbs? That's like dating a girl with 4 breasts. Oops, that's my outside voice. Yeah, Wilbur, I don't even understand what that means. I'll tell you what, though. They also, somebody said they have perfected the non-alcoholic beer. And I tell you, I never understood non-alcoholic beer. Because what's the point of drinking something that looks and tastes like horse pee, and it's not going to make that ugly girl at the end of the bar look any better at the end of the night? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there needs to be a cause and effect for that non-alcoholic beer. I don't feel like it's doing anything for society.
I hear you.
Who drinks beer because they like the taste? If you say you're lying to yourself. Because beer, when we first had it, everybody had their first drink of beer. They were like, and if you're lying if you say otherwise. It's an acquired taste.
Kind of like the taste of beer.
Well, now maybe, but not when you first took a drink of it. You might have pretended so the other dudes at the desert party when you were 16 went and say, you're a wuss. But I'll tell you what.
The first beer I ever had wasn't at a desert party. It was my old next door neighbor, Marvin Pinnock. He used to be a distributor for Olympia beer.
Well, that's some pretty good, nice beer right there.
And so he had a can of Oli one day and decided to allow me to have. I asked him, could I have a swig of that? And he said yes. So my first swig of beer was Olympia.
It was not immediately like, oh, I got to get me more of that.
Well, it tasted different. It wasn't bad. I didn't dislike it. I didn't go, ooh.
Well, I didn't go, ooh, but I didn't go, yay. I took a drink of beer and I was like, that's what this is all about? Really? I just assume I have a Mountain Dew. Thank you. Thunder Snow thinks that maybe Kyle G is on his period, and that's just his way of sharing it. It's possible. Boogie says Keon has never known the feeling of a ramen king size bed. We need to help him. We need $190 right now to donate to this thing. First off, he's not a starving producer. And really, all you're doing is inconveniencing him. I personally, I think he should try a bed of top ramen, kind of like diving into a pool full of money. That would be,
dangerous.
Something we should all try at least once.
Weird,
but Keon's not really liking that idea. So
it just doesn't seem like it would be very comfortable, and it would be a lot of effort to find out what I already know, which is that a bed of ramen would not be comfortable.
How do you know that?
Well, I have a pack of ramen, like a case of ramen, and
did you lay it out and try to lay on it, see how it feel?
But I have felt.
Then you don't know.
I felt ramen. And while it's delicious food, it would not be good to live.
Okay, but hold on, Keon. Look at the those weird beaded seat covers the taxi drivers use. That doesn't look like it'd be very comfortable, but they swear by it. So I mean, until you try it, how can you know for sure?
Well, I'm just comparing the feeling of ramen to the feeling of a bed, and one I like because it's soft, it's cushiony, it's a mattress, and the other one is not cooked ramen, so therefore just hard and angular, and I presume painful.
So you have a party at your shindig there. You're a shindig at your digs there.
Mm-hmm.
You mix up a whole bunch of that ramen in the bathtub there. See, now the whole place is being fed, and it's cost you exactly 89 cents.
It's not gross at all.
I go out of my way to clean the bathroom, and I would still never mix a bunch of ramen.
Well, okay, a fresh thing of ramen could also be used as an exfoliating loofah.
Okay, that's
there you go.
I mean, you're kind of out of luck once it gets wet, but
yeah.
Listen, I respect your wishes. I will respect your wishes, Keon, and I understand your pride behind this. But if somebody said to me, hey, I'm going to give you a bleep ton of ramen, I'm going to try to sleep on it at least once. That's just me. I'm an innovator. Senior Wake and Bake says, I got an idea. Give the tickets to the 1,580th caller. See, he started out with a nice text for Keon, and now the second one is a horrible text for Keon.
I'm about to exhibit some superhuman speed that you just, you know, you're going to wonder how fast I did it. You might even think it was the fifth caller for some reason.
Yeah, he's like your caller 1,580. Really? You want fast? The passes?
I'm going to give it to you right now.
Faded Hero Icon says that 4 is a hockey blowout. I agree, but we had to
4.
We compromised on 5. So, but I
agree. A hockey blowout.
I think 4 is a hockey blowout. Lost Toby says we need to see what percentage of games are lost by each margin in each sport. See how much of a difference. Okay, we're not doing sabermetrics. This is the eye test of things.
Yeah, my metric is if we're in the final period or final inning or final quarter of the game, is this a margin most teams can even overcome?
Maybe that's what Kyle G was getting at. Period. Mr. Pringle says, did the blender ever reach a consensus on the best frozen pizza brand? No, because we're going to talk about that. Why do you hate yourself if you're eating frozen pizza? Go get a $5 Little Caesar. It's cheaper than most frozen pizzas. And you know what? I had it for dinner last night and I had lunch for day. It's good stuff.
You had frozen pizza last night and again today?
No, Little Caesars.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cheaper than frozen. Get real pizza. Why do you hate your mouth? Why do you reading some of your text, Pringle, I see why. There's hot dog water. Beer Bob says, if you like the big macro stuff that tastes like Cat Whiz, there's no point in drinking non-alcoholic beer. But there are craft breweries that are doing non-alcoholic options now that are quite tasty. I had an event a couple of weeks ago and drew and drank non-alcoholic beers the whole time I was there. 6 whole hours. I blended in and nobody was the wiser. There's a time and a place for the non-alcoholic beers, Jeffrey. Beer Bob, I respect you and what you do for a living. That's why we call you Beer Bob, and you are a Hall of Fame texter. But you are the only person, and that is the only scenario I could ever imagine non-alcoholic beers even close to seeming like a good idea. So, no thanks. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, we're all missing the point. Keon's got to cook the ramen, then lay it down. That's how you get it all nice and soft and warm. That's a bed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now he has to get a waterbed frame for it, though.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, otherwise, I just have a pile of ramen. That's not even a bed at that point. It's just a pile of partially cooked ramen because I'm imagining I'm not seasoning it, obviously.
Why is that sexy, Randy?
A pile of ramen bed?
Why now all of a sudden is it sexy?
It's all soft
because
and warm.
It's gooey, gushy,
soft and warm.
That makes me uncomfortable. Boogie says crushed ramen could be very comfortable.
How?
I don't think it's going to
explain how.
Where are you
how
getting
a hard, jagged, angular thing could be comfortable?
Well, it depends on what you're into.
Gravel? Sure. Okay. Boogie says, oh, by the way, pan Little Caesars. That's pretty good Detroit style pizza. Not as good as a ramen king size bed, but still good. Thanks, Boogie. All right. Can we talk about the Major League Baseball situation? So what you said earlier is today, nothing good happened except for Major League Baseball saying, hey, we don't get this thing figured out by Monday. Deadline's a deadline, and we're going to have to delay the start of the season, which means missed games will be missed games, and a salary will not be paid for those games. That is their message. We figure this out, or guess what? You don't get paid.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And the union says, any games that were missed early on can be made up with doubleheaders. And the owners are firing back. Nope. See, that's the only leverage the owners have at this point. It's the only leverage.
Doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to make the players fold.
I hate to say this, but where they're sitting right now, the kind of confrontations they're having back and forth over the table, this is not going to be a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, baseball is dying.
Sorry, Randy. Does that mean that we should just stop talking about it until something positive happens?
It's the same every day. Nobody
Okay.
seems to want to make any compromises. So yeah.
All right, hour 2 of the Daily Blender after this on 1580 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate 2-day spring training music and baseball celebration at Tempe Beach Park on February 26th and 27th. You'll see Tame Impala, St. Vincent, The War on Drugs, Philly Strings, and the Foo Fighters. Plus, meet over a dozen baseball legends, including Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, and Rick Sutcliffe. Listen for your chance to win tickets good for both days. Innings Festival returns February 26th and 27th. Visit inningsfestival.com to view the full lineup and grab your tickets today.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
KQFM Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And, yeah, it is a little weird doing this silly show, and war is gripping, Europe right now and stuff. So I know that might be on a lot of people's minds right now, but that's what we're here for. We are your escape. We are, we're just a silly thing. So we're going to talk about the fun things, the sports, and the other things. But of course, our minds are on this too. But like I said, that is not what we do. What we do is this nonsense. So let's all have at least a little time to escape such things. Oh, damn. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, thank God. Randy missed it. 888-368-1580.
Whew. I heard you say escape some things.
Well,
I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Thank you for not using that against me. Do you understand what's happening, Keon?
Well, but the key word is not escape.
Isn't that the name of the song?
It is the name of the song, but the
Okay.
name of the song it does not matter. There's a specific keyword that has to be spoken.
You fired that off on the guy's name. You've got fired that off on hints and weirdness.
No.
Well, thank you.
No.
I'm not going to say the
If
actual.
you want to
name.
argue with me, I'll fire it right now.
Nope. I thank you. Now I have clarity on that. At least I can bring the word escape back into my vernacular. Thank you.
Escape is usable. It's the other word.
I'm so confused right now.
The drink word. You cannot use the drink word.
Yeah. The thing that
right.
You always say. No. Yeah.
What?
Never mind.
The thing I always say.
I'm not saying nothing.
What do you mean?
Nothing. So we have I have for you.
I want to know what I always say.
What? Not you. You're not suckering me into this, Randy. You're
What
not
do you
going
mean,
to do
sucker?
it.
What
Not
do you
going to
mean,
do it.
sucker?
Not going to do it. Moving on. I'm not falling for it. So Monday Night Football on the Fanatic is amazing. Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner here on 1580 The Fanatic. Always a great broadcast. Monday Night Football on the ESPN, horrible.
Yes.
Unlistenable. But now at least I believe something may be on the way that could at least serve a different purpose. But I'm going to get to that in a second. I do need to read these texts real fast. Mr. Wilbur says, since baseball's dying, I think the Blender should move their show to Chase Field and do a live show 5 days a week. I think you have overestimated the size of this audience, Mr. Wilbur. Like the Diamondbacks have overestimated the size of their fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan, but yeah, it's been a while since a sellout of Diamondback fans has happened. Blissful Hayes says Major League Baseball needs to make steroids mandatory for players. That'll bring back some excitement to this current boring game.
Will it though?
No, it's just not good for people. So, I get what you're saying, Blissful Hayes.
And a lot of the problems with baseball that people say exist, it's about pace of play. So, I mean, steroids doesn't really fix that for you anyway.
Oh, Chief Skull just sent me a picture of his dog wearing his favorite baseball jersey, but he's curled up and he's got his face buried into his blankie because he's sad that baseball's not starting. Says, he's ready, but he's depressed. It's not happening yet. Was that a Braves jersey? What is that jersey? I can't see from the angle it is. I don't even know what that's. What is your dog's favorite team there, buddy? Lost Toby says, all right, how about this? Make it a scavenger hunt to find the passes for the innings festival. We don't have that kind of time, Lost Toby. And Lost Toby also says Diamondbacks wouldn't sell out because the tickets are overpriced. Are they?
You know why they're overpriced?
Because they had to pay for the renovations to Chase Field?
No.
I don't know why.
Because the owners don't want to lose money and they're paying these exorbitant contracts to the players. I keep saying it. The owners never lose money. The players get these $500 million contracts for 20 years or whatever. Guess who pays? It's me and you. That's who pays.
Chief Skull says that's a Twins jersey, but I swear to God, I see an E on the back. Well, whatever makes you happy. 888-368-1580. All right. So enough of the baseball. Nothing good is happening and it's all depressing. And we've toyed with doing this show in front of a live studio audience before, but a lot of people are just getting off work when this show is on. Then you'd have to drive to a place and you go to a thing and you have to go through a thing. Seems like it'd be a lot of a pain in the ass for the people who'd want to be in that audience. But then we could maybe do it like once a week or something, we could do that. I don't know. It's all good ideas. And then we realize it requires work and we drink those ideas away as quickly as possible. So let's talk about Monday Night Football again. So remember last year, Randy? Not this season, but the season before where they had the Monday Night Football doubleheaders?
Yes.
And it was, I really didn't like that because the first game, at least on the West Coast, the first game would air and you would be maybe getting into your car, if you're lucky, in the middle of the game on your way home and trying to figure out, well, okay, what's going on in the game. You can't watch it. And then you get home and there's another game on. And I just never cared for the doubleheader personally. I like Monday Night Football to be one game, something that you get off work, you go take care of business, and you sit down and you watch that one game, and that's enough. Well, now this last season, they said, okay, we're just going to do one. And I was like, okay, good. They figured it out. Well, guess what's back next year? The doubleheader is back. Yep, it's going to be a doubleheader in week 1, and I don't know why they want to bring it back, but yeah,
more money.
Yeah, I guess they promise people contractual things, and I guess this is how they do it. I don't know.
I guess it's just like you said, on the West Coast, you can barely see the first game, and coming from the East Coast, you can't even stay awake for the second game because it's done at midnight. You just end up with the worst of both worlds for most people in the country. I don't understand why we're doing this. I really don't.
Well, now here's something that could make Monday Night Football itself on ESPN worse, maybe. The word came out finally that Troy Aikman is not going to Thursday Night Football on Amazon. Actually, he's really wanting to go over to ESPN to do Monday Night Football.
I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. It's because I don't know that he makes that booth worse, because it's already bad.
No. Here's the thing. ESPN might also step up and grab Al Michaels for the Monday Night Football booth. So Al Michaels and Troy Aikman. I love Al Michaels, but the two of them together, most of us will wake up the next day wondering who won.
What would you rather have? Steve Levy, Al Michaels?
It's not about Al versus Steve. It's just you put the Al Michaels with Troy Aikman, and that is Benadryl on TV. And we're all falling asleep because it was bad enough trying to stay awake with Collinsworth there. And now Troy Aikman, way more boring than Collinsworth. Al Michaels is just going to do his Al Michaels thing, but the addition of Troy Aikman makes you even sleepier. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a recipe for disaster.
It could be even sleepier. At least with Collinsworth, you get the off. Well, there's a guy, and you kind of snap back awake because you
now here's a guy,
or he just says something completely detached from reality. Here, Al Michaels, yes, but you got to put a character in there with him. That is what has been harmful to the Al Michaels situation on NBC. Collinsworth is just a guy who's just talking. He's just like, hey, he's a nice guy sitting there just talking. If it's not exciting, he's not hurting nothing. He's okay. I don't hate Chris Collinsworth as much as other people might, but he's not interesting. And what you need is Al Michaels with a firecracker. I don't know who that firecracker would be, but because remember Al Michaels with John Madden? You remember, Al Michaels with a lot of more interesting people. And I think that's the thing. I don't want to put the dig on Al Michaels making me sleepy on Sunday Night Football. It's usually the person who's sitting there next to him. And Al Michaels, as a professional, he's competently calling the play-by-play, but the person there in with him drones on, and eventually you're sleepy. So I think Al Michaels needs a more dynamic personality sitting next to him.
Who would you put with him in the Monday night booth?
Peyton
Manning?
No, Peyton and Eli are doing their own thing, so I wouldn't change that. I hate to say this, and it's not going to happen because Tony Romo kind of annoys me, but Tony Romo has more of a personality that might bring out a little more from Al Michaels, because Tony's going to say some weird crap and Al's going to have to respond to it. But in general, that at least would be more interesting, right?
It would be, yeah. Tony's the character. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, he will give you at the baseline, at least that. And then every now and then Tony walks into something pretty interesting.
I mean, why would you, I don't understand. Why, if you're Troy Aikman, would you walk away? You're the A team for Fox, NFL. Why would you walk away from? I mean, I know you probably can't stand Joe Buck, but why would you walk away to want to go do Monday Night Football? Something different?
Money. And I'm sure Troy Aikman thinks that, that he's gone as far as he can with Joe Buck, and he's trying to elevate himself. So,
wow.
I don't know. And maybe there is a potential for if Troy Aikman gets, paired with somebody who isn't themselves falling asleep, because Joe Buck looks like he's just about to take a nap every single time. Maybe Troy can be elevated by a better play-by-play guy.
I don't know if Joe Buck is an alcoholic, but he looks like the guy you'd cast as one. This pale, pasty-faced, kind of just like, he always just looks wrong. And of course, Troy Aikman always looks stoned. Yeah. But as far as analysis goes, as far as, what you contribute to a play-by-play situation, competent. I would say that Aikman's competent. I'm not going to say he's interesting. Monday Night Football needs to be interesting. Needs to get it back to what it was. Hefty Lefty says, Aqib Talib. Boy, Al Michaels wouldn't know what to do with that guy. I do not care for Aqib Talib. I didn't like him as a player. I don't like him as a personality. He's on there. He's pretty friendly and stuff, but not a fan of Aqib Talib there. Baker's Cocky Hens says, let us get Frank Caliendo. Bring him in to be Madden. Michaels will light right back up again. And at Al Michaels' age, you might not know it's not Madden. It's a good idea.
I do think Al Michaels is sharp enough to know that he'd be working with Caliendo.
He would pretend he would fool himself just because anything is better than Collinsworth or Aikman.
But the Caliendo thing is the thing with Madden is Madden could be a personality and a character, but the dude just knew football. You're not going to get that if you just have Madden's voice. I think after a couple of broadcasts of Caliendo as Madden, I think you'd be over it.
Hefty Lefty, you're right. Al Michaels would have to hide his chain around Aqib Talib. You don't.
It's going to get snatched.
Yeah, that's not cool. Puts the lotion in the basket says Troy Aikman, Al Michaels, throw in Peyton Manning. Now Monday Night Football would be watchable. You can't have that. You can't have Peyton Manning, Hall of Fame quarterback, in the same conversation as Troy Aikman, Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't think they would like each other. You know what I mean? I don't think that would work. You think that chemistry would just no. And then they probably sit there rolling their eyes at each other. Somebody's going to take a poke at somebody.
Probably Peyton. Peyton's the wittier, more sarcastic guy. So
I mean like a physical poke.
Well, okay. Peyton's going to probably verbally poke, and I think Troy's going to have to react, and then that's where we're going to get.
Right.
We're going to get problems.
So Peyton will say some wise ass thing. Aikman will just be he'll take a swing at him. And then what'll happen is Peyton will duck, and then Troy Aikman will accidentally make contact with Al Michaels, knocking him unconscious. This could either be the best thing ever or an absolute disaster. I think Al Michaels is a national treasure. We can't risk that. So no. Sorry, we can't approve that pairing there. Lost Toby says, all right, have Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart. Okay, neither of them are football people or broadcasters.
Yeah.
And it's like when they put Dennis Miller on the Monday Night Football. I thought he did okay, but the problem was he talked so far above the heads of most of America that nobody liked it. Dennis Miller is a very smart comedian, and, it's not for everybody, I guess. So Fed Fan says, won't Joe Buck be upset that his boyfriend is no longer doing play-by-play at Fox with him? Wait, what do you mean boyfriend? Joe Buck is married to Michelle Beisner, and Troy Aikman is absolutely in love with his mirror. I don't think you're going to tear any of those people apart. Boomer Sooner says, guys, I'm tired of all of them. They just keep recycling these guys like they do the coaches and the GMs. Let's get some fresh blood in there. I'm all for fresh blood, and I know that you're trying to talk me into Kevin Hart or Snoop Dogg, but there has to be a line, of fresh blood versus just gimmicks you're throwing in there. Yeah, I know that Snoop and Kevin Hart talked about the Olympics, but let's be honest, that wasn't real sports. Nobody was hurt. So, no, Lost Toby, you have to have the knowledge base too to be in that conversation. Snoop might have it, but I don't think Kevin Hart does. And even then, Snoop, it's pedestrian at best.
And I don't think they can. I don't think ESPN can lure Tony Romo away from CBS. I think didn't he just sign a huge contract or something?
No. Yeah, he's there at $18 million a year, so he ain't going anywhere. He has very light lifting. He does a game a week with Jim Nantz, and that's the end of that. But Donnie says, I'll give you 17 million reasons why Aikman wants to jump ship. Bam. That's why. All about the money. I think it's about the prestige, too. I think he thinks he's better than maybe we think he is, and he's hoping to elevate himself into a bigger spotlight. I don't know.
Debatable.
Yeah, you almost don't believe yourself on that one.
But
no.
Well, it's.
I think he believes that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Troy Aikman really does believe that. Do any of us believe it? Well, you know.
Yeah, no, not so much.
Well, I welcome change in that Monday night booth. I hope they don't get rid of Louis Riddick, and if they do, then that's sad. But I welcome change. Anybody but Steve Levy, I swear to you, anybody but Steve
I agree.
Levy.
Yeah, you can keep even Greasy if you want to. Steve Levy, there are some used cars out there not being sold right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just got the white patent leather shoes to do it.
Yeah.
It's just how do you call a football game smugly? That's the I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't hate him at first, but about 5 weeks in, I was like, he's smug. That's the problem. He's just he sounds like he's better than me, and I don't understand why I get that feeling when I'm watching football.
He's a dopey guy who doesn't know he's a dopey guy. He thinks he's amazing. Somebody in his life has never played a video of himself back to him. Boomer Sooner says, the guys come on. I'm actually laughing right now. Troy Aikman is mediocre at best as announcer. It's kind of dull and boring and mundane, if you ask me. I'm a little confused, Boomer Sooner. What's the guys come on? I'm actually laughing right now. Are you trying to tell us guys come on? I don't understand what you're saying. Boomer Sooner, I just sometimes I don't know what to do with you. Lost Toby says Snoop had a whole football show on HBO Showtime. Yeah, but that was only because it's Snoop doing something. It's not because he actually has the knowledge base to analyze anything. He would be fish out of water, and it would just be you're basically just making him a sideshow act. And I don't think that's something you want to do to a guy.
We watch the play, and then we want to go back and see what happened. What was the block that sprang the run? What was the route that the receiver won on? Snoop can't do that for you. I mean, he'll be funny. It'll be interesting, but he can't. I want the details. He can't give you that.
Tell you what, Lost Toby wants this. He says, have you seen the people on ESPN? Do you really need sports knowledge to be on ESPN? He's got a point there.
Yeah, but we're trying to make ESPN better.
No, we're not. We're not trying. No, we're not trying to make ESPN better. We're just trying to make Monday Night Football watchable.
That's what I mean. When I say better, I mean specifically Monday Night Football. Here's how we make it better, because we have to watch it. And some games I have to watch on mute lately. It's rough.
All right. Well, enough of this. We're not going to solve anybody's problems, but it looks like old Troy Aikman is going to end up being one of the parts of the next Monday Night Football. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, let's talk some straight up NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience and make every moment more by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets. Right now, FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Just place a bet on any game, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back if you don't win your first bet. Seriously, there's no strings attached. Just place any bet you want. If you win, you keep the cash. If you lose, you'll get your entire bet up to $1,000 back in site credit. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started and be sure to sign up using promo code DALE1580 so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code DALE1580. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund is issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
The dictionary describes madness as
Frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
we define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner.
For the win.
The madness is coming. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and tonight 11 Perry versus 2 Xavier College Prep. That's right. The 11 ranked team, Perry, has made it through the playoffs to take on number 2 Xavier College Prep. That's pretty cool. And then tomorrow night you got number 3 Perry at number 2 Brophy College Prep. So is that right? I don't know if that's right. How does Perry, boys and girls? I got to go back and make sure that that wasn't a misprint there. But still, that's pretty good stuff right there. AIA basketball here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's clear up the text line so we can move on to doing some NFL stuff. We also have the Blender top 5 here shortly. Wiggy My Piggy says there's no crying in baseball. Only for the people who are going to miss baseball when it doesn't happen this year. Chief Skull says, hey, listen, my dog's jersey doesn't say anything on it about baseball, but it's the color of the Twins, and he's my dog, so he's a Twins fan no matter what. Don't ever doubt my dog, Jeffrey. You made him even more depressed now. Thanks. I'm pretty sure that dog is just napping. Whatever. Lost Toby says, Espen is at best a crappy parody of the Blender. What?
Wow, thank you.
Really not sure what to make of that, Toby. Boomer Sooner says, come on, Jeffrey. Sorry, get rid of the, and that makes sense. I'm doing voice text, so sorry, Jeffrey. He starts out scolding me and then he apologizes. Boomer Sooner. Yeah. Maybe when you do the voice text, unless you're driving, read what it says before you hit send. So it makes sense for everybody.
Very conversational text, though. Yeah, Boomer Sooner.
Yeah. Shooter McGavin says, John Gruden's available for Monday Night Football. Right up. Yeah, except for all that racist and misogynistic thinking he does. No thanks. Watermelon says, guys, question. I've seen some teasers saying that Russell has a high probability to go to the Raiders if he leaves Seattle. What do you think about that? Russ Wilson heading to the Raiders. Pisses me off because I need him on the Colts. But outside of that, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this a realistic thing? What's the scuttlebutt?
I don't see him going to the Raiders. No, I don't. If Russell Wilson goes anywhere, I have a feeling it's going to be to a team that's going to be a contender. I mean, there's a lot of rumors flying around. Like Keon said earlier on the show last hour,
my Colts are contender.
There's a lot of rumors going around, and I think Russell Wilson wants to go. Look, he's older. He still has some gas left in the tank. The guy can help a team, but I think just like anybody else in his stage in his career, he wants to go to a team that's going to go all the way. And I don't think the Raiders are that team.
And also, there's not enough neon in their uniforms. Russ Wilson loves the neon.
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, is a very big fan. I agree with Randy. I just think that one of those teams where you just add a quarterback and all of a sudden you're in a good spot. I think that's where he would like to land. And, Indy's certainly one of those places. I think that Denver, the way that their defense is put together and the weapons that they have at wide receiver could actually be one of those teams too. But it's got to be a team that doesn't have much more building to do. I actually don't think the Raiders have that much more to do, but I
Denver,
do.
huh? You spelled Colts wrong.
But I did say Indy first. I did say Indy first, but I also said Denver. Yeah, I mean the team's got tremendous wide receiver talent, a running game, and a fantastic defense.
Okay. Senior Wake and Bake says Aikman reminds me of an old gin-soaked stuffed animal with big googly eyes still attached there. Yeah, Drunky Brewster. You know what I'm saying? He does seem like maybe he's about more beers in than you'd like to admit, but it turns out that he's not. He's just I don't know. Is he just sunbaked or something? I don't know what's going on with him. Screaming Eagle says, "Hey guys, have a short break. So Amazon Prime, they're doing all the Thursday night football next season. Who's going to be play-by-play and all that?" Well, speculation is that Al Michaels is going to go work for them and do that. I don't know if that deal is final or not, but now that you see Aikman heading to Monday Night Football, you got to wonder if ESPN is working on Al Michaels or not. Of course, Al Michaels, he's 77. So maybe they're thinking, we got to do something a little more long-term here. Who knows what Espen is thinking. Toby says, all right, final pitch, go Jeopardy style, rotating hosts until you find a good host and ultimately pick the wrong ones. You can certainly send that email to the idiots at ESPN.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hefty Lefty says, scuttlebutt's a good word. It's a fun one. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Killer Rabbit says, so I'm sitting in a bar in North Carolina listening to you guys on the phone. Good news is my son is going to ASU next year with a 90% paid scholarship.
Hey,
nice. Congratulations.
All right. Yes.
By the way, why are you in North Carolina listening to us on your phone? Why aren't you? Who is it? It's Killer Rabbit. I don't remember him saying that he was moving. Are you just visiting? Heavy Metal Maniac says Major League Baseball needs to get their act together. It's going to start costing me some money, missing some games. Already has missed some spring training games. Heavy Metal Maniac's a beer guy, by the way, in case you people are wondering. Says, not sure what opening day was for spring training, but man, I could use some of that money. I'm missing some money there. Sorry, Heavy Metal Maniacs, really am, man. Sorry to hear that.
It's still the three main topics on the docket. They keep avoiding this topic. They don't want to sit down and try to hash this out because the owners don't want to give in and the players don't want to give in. And so nobody wants to discuss it. So they're just kind of wasting their time. If they're not going to go in head first and say, look, dude, we're going to talk about this today. We're going to hammer out this issue. Let's go on and get it done. And by the way, I read this intriguing article at MLB.com talking about insiders, people that are close to the negotiations. You know, the owners have the upper hand here. They don't have to give, and they don't have to move. So it's on the unions. It would behoove the unions, the baseball players union, to try to compromise a little bit and give a little bit. The owners are not going to give on some of these issues. They are going to stand firm, and the owners are fully prepared to miss baseball. So, I mean, are the players union doing the right thing by not even trying to come towards the owners at all?
Yeah,
I mean, nobody is moving. It's like it's a stalemate, and nobody wants to mediate. Well, the owners wanted a mediator. The union does not want a mediator.
They just don't want to give up ground. They feel like they're the underdog in all of this. It's just the way it looks like when I read stuff is that they feel like what they're asking for is completely within the owner's power to give and reasonable, which obviously they would say it is. That.
Yeah.
But the owners have their heels dug in, and like you said, they've got the upper hand in the negotiation. I just think that they're also meeting constantly to make us all feel better. They don't want us to all feel bad that they're not going anywhere. So they keep thinking, well, if we keep getting together, you know, maybe people will think we're actually negotiating. But you read the reports every day. and it's like a paragraph because nothing's happened.
Yeah, and the thing about this is the players union needs to pick what they want to win. There are three strategic economic issues on the table. Now, which one do you want to win? Which one do you want to gain ground in? And the other two, you might get some compromise, but not much. So, like the CTA that they're always talking about. There's no way you're going to win that. You're not going. The owners are standing firm on that. They will not recant. They will not relent. They will not give in. It is what it is. So you might as well right now just drop that issue altogether and start working on something else.
Bruno Baller says the thing about baseball, they can settle this by June and still get a 100-game season in.
Well, they could, but they still have to, according to what I hear, they still have to have at least a 4-week spring training period for these guys to get up to speed, which I think is kind of ridiculous. These guys are always working out. These guys pitchers are already throwing. After Christmas, they start a throwing program. These guys are out there throwing. The thing about it is I don't think you need 4 weeks. You need probably 2 weeks.
Killer Rabbit says he got his job transferred him to North Carolina.
Wow.
Boy. Sorry, man.
What part of North Carolina you at there?
I think he said Charlotte. Fed Fan says Killer Rabbit forgot to get Jeffrey's permission before he left state. I don't make anybody get permission, but it's always good to know it where you guys go. And I'm glad you're still listening. Heavy Metal Maniac says, well, I'm missing out on that spring training beer guy money, but I'm good working concerts at the arena and selling beer at the Suns game.
Good for you.
I'm glad you're all right, Heavy Metal Maniacs. But yeah, missing money is always missing money. Ukla says, how about Gronk and Lewis Riddick and Al Michaels and Aikman? Yeah, Aikman had like 95 concussions when he played, so maybe that's his problem.
He did have like 3 or 4 concussions.
And one really bad one at the end that basically ended his career.
Killer Rabbit says he's in Wilmington, North Carolina. That's where my sister lives.
Wow.
Don't look her up. She doesn't know you. All right. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for the Daily Blender Top 5. All right, Keon, tell us what we're doing today in the Daily Blender Top 5.
So here is the deal with the Daily Blender Top 5. It is the top 5 active scumbags in sports. I mean, that person has to be coaching, they have to be playing somewhere, but they have to be active. So the recently retired Ben Roethlisberger, for instance, he doesn't count. We can't include him, and you can't go and find a bunch of murderers from the past. Aaron Hernandez would be obviously number 1.
Murderers from today.
Yeah, if you can find actively playing murderers, then yeah, you go for it. But that is the top 5 for today. So
women would say, Joe Burrow, he stole my heart. Shut up. All right. Well, I'll go first. And this was just from the hip. Okay. I'm sure there was a guy who beat the bleep out of his girlfriend, and some dude, some lineman or a defensive guy, he just went crazy, and he says it's because medication or whatever, and I forgot his name, and I didn't have time to look it up, but that guy's an absolute scumbag. I don't remember his name. So here's just off my hip. Maybe you guys were able to deeper dive and get some of yours. My number 5, Jameis Winston. He grew up an Uber driver, and he's had some of those kinds of issues. So he's a little bit of a scumbag. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are far worse than him, but yeah, I haven't forgotten what he did in that to that Uber driver in Scottsdale. Next one up, number 4, Zeke Elliott groping that gal at the parade. Well, we all forgot that. Okay. Tyreek Hill is my number 3 for domestic violence, which we're all familiar with. And the only reason Antonio Brown is not my number 1 is because so far everything gets settled, everything gets whatever, and it's kind of hard to know, okay, is who he said, she said kind of thing, but he has been accused and has had to legally deal with so much stuff: sexual assault, harassment, violence, this, that, the other. Yeah, I have to have him at number 2 because I saw the video of Kareem Hunt running down a hallway of a hotel and kicking a woman in the head. So Kareem Hunt, I think, is my number 1 active NFL scumbag. So I'm sure That's just from the hip, but I'm sure you guys are going to bring up some I've totally forgotten, and I'm going to hate my list. So, all right, Randy, who do you got in your scumbag blender top 5?
Let Keon go. I'm still working on mine.
Well, that's not fair. I came with this ready. You can't do that. You're stealing off my paper.
No.
If he says he's not stealing off your paper, but boy,
I'm not going first anymore.
I completely blanked on Kareem Hunt. I should have had Kareem Hunt on my list, and I did not. I'm going to go Bobby Petrino because he's still coaching Missouri State University. Bobby Petrino.
Time out. I thought you said NFL.
I just said in sports. Just
in sports today.
That's on me.
Didn't
some reason the fact I thought all mine are NFL.
The fact that you did it on hard mode is actually very impressive. And the fact that the NFL has enough scumbags that you could fill out a top 5.
That's sad.
is pretty depressing in and of itself. But actually, I just said sports. But
all right.
Still, that was still a good list, though. That was still a damn good list. I'm going to go Bobby Petrino with mine at Arkansas in 2012. He was the head coach. He was on the hiring committee, hired a woman he was having an affair with, and then gave her preferential treatment, and then was cheating on his wife the entire time. He gets into a motorcycle accident and had the most hilarious press conference of all time, where he's sitting there in the neck brace trying to explain himself. And said he was alone on the motorcycle. Well, the police report comes out. She was on the motorcycle. The mistress was on the motorcycle too. So now he gets fired from the University of Arkansas with cause. And of course, they also had to fire him because there were some sexual assault allegations that would have been levied against the university had they kept him on the payroll. So they had to fire him, but they also wanted to fire him because he's a scumbag of a human being. Number 4 for me is actually Jameis Winston, the Uber driver. Again, like, especially, just imagine how scary it is to be a female Uber driver. And then here comes this NFL player and he's groping you. What the hell do you do? That's a scumbag way to just be, not being respectful of that person's boundaries. Number 3 for me is Jason Kidd, who punched his wife.
I guess that counts. I mean, he was a player when he did that,
but he's
right?
coaching right now.
Oh, that's a loophole. But I like it.
He's active. Yeah. I mean,
you're right. He's a scumbag.
And it's not just that he punched her. It's that he tormented her the entire time and then filed a counter lawsuit saying she was the one that was actually being abusive towards him, which of course ended up turning out not to be true later on. So, he's just distressing the hell out of this poor woman after he was the one that was hitting her. Just completely awful. Number 2, I have Adrian Peterson. Who is still an active player. He's not retired yet.
Yeah, somebody try to say Antonio Brown's not active. He is active player. He's just not on a roster at the moment.
Right. So Antonio Brown still counts. And Adrian Peterson, we know what he did. Had that switch and beat his kid so badly. He left very visible and disturbing bruises all over that kid's legs and around their genitals. It's just sick stuff when you actually read the report and see the police report of what Adrian Peterson did. And my number 1 is predictably Daniel Snyder.
He's not a player. I was thinking players, man.
He's in sports, man.
I did not understand the assignment.
Yeah. And maybe I worded it poorly too, which is that would be on me. But Daniel Snyder and all of the things that he has overseen with that team, the sexual allegations, the lack of control when it comes to sexual assaults, the covering up of other people's indiscretions. Just scummy behavior from top to bottom. And of course, the stuff that he himself may or may not be involved in, allegedly.
All right. Well, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll get Randy's Blender top 5 active sports scumbags here on the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
Patriotism is like charity. It lives in the heart. Major's Classic Car Restoration in Gilbert wants to thank the military for standing tall and fighting for the red, white, and blue. Bold stripes, bright stars, and brave hearts is what this country stands for. America without her soldiers is like God without his angels. We don't know them all, but we owe them all. Patriotism, it runs deep at Major's Classic Car Restoration in Gilbert, a veteran-owned and operated company.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments, non-stop feasting, and more. The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we've got 2 passes to the Innings Festival. That's right, $179 per pass. These wristbands will get you through both days. You can see the Foo Fighters, Tame Impala, St. Vincent, War on Drugs, Billy Strings. You meet a bunch of baseball players, a bunch of legendary guys. It's just a whole lot of fun. 2 days worth of this fun. You can check out what's going on at inningsfestival.com. And if you don't win these passes, go there and try to get yourself some tickets because it's going to be a hell of a show. The Foo Fighters. I don't know if I've ever seen. Now, I've watched concert footage. I've listened on the Foo Fighters channel to some of their concerts. And then I heard this one thing where they just were messed around during COVID and they just played from their practice studio. And these guys are good. I'm not kidding. As far as live bands go, the Foo Fighters are worth the effort. So inningsfestival.com, be listening for your chance to call in and win these tickets. We will let you know when, and we will let you know what caller number when the time is right. Yeah, I'm just going to do it on the phone. I decided, and we're not going to make them do anything crazy. I just found out about these passes the other day. So instead of building this up into something, we're just going to do it on the phone. So be ready with your phones. Be listening for your cue to call in and win.
Which is not right now, by the way, because the phone line's lit up.
Oh, did they? Yeah, not now, guys. Appreciate it, though. Sorry. Should we talk to some of these people? You want to put some of these people on? Is it still ringing?
Well, we got 2 on right now, but
just throw one live. Just throw one on live right now. Just hit the button and let me talk to them. Tell me when it's on. Just let me know.
They're on.
All right. Hi, you're live on air. Don't swear. Who's this? Nobody's there. Try another. Try the other one. Hello? Right. Anybody there? Hello? See, yeah,
1580 The Fanatic.
This is it into speed. Turn down your radio. Turn down the radio because we're echoing back on that. Yeah, into speed.
It's down.
Yeah, I just want you to know you didn't win. That was not your cue to call
I,
and win.
I know.
We just wanted to say hi.
Well, I appreciate that. I assume I'm eliminated anyways for the text I sent in earlier.
Wait, let me scroll back and see what the hell you said.
About Clemens Stewart and Sutcliffe.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a lot of texts. We get a lot of texts.
I know
here.
you don't.
Oh,
I
here
didn't
it is.
mean it to be read.
Oh, that one. Well, you're supposed to say, don't read this on air before you send it in. No, listen, you're not eliminated. You're not eliminated. I got no problem with that. But yeah, you have a rare distinction of being a super fan who actually got to talk on the show. We don't ever hardly take phone calls. So don't swear.
I know that. I feel very special. I don't text stuff, and it takes me 30 minutes to compile a text. I'm like Bruce Jacobs. So
you're using a flip phone
the only people I've ever texted in my life is you guys.
Oh, well, we appreciate that, Into Speed. Although your name does not seem to represent how long it takes you to send a text. It could be ironic. So
yeah, well, I wish I could change my name, but you don't allow it. It should say not Into Speed anymore.
Well, what happened?
I'm a reformed addict.
Oh, listen, what was your ride before when you were Into Speed?
Speed.
Oh, you mean
I'm a reformed addict.
Addict. I thought you were okay. I thought you were talking about a car. Like I'm a reformed addict.
Mark Martin was my man. Yes, Randy knows who Mark Martin is.
Yes, I do. I was not familiar with the assignment. I thought you meant like muscle cars like me, and you were.
I know you guys. So I know you guys didn't know what Into Speed meant, but
wow.
So yes, I'm a former addict, and not anymore. And I wish I could change my name
to what?
Jeffrey,
what do you want to change it to?
Speed.
What do you want to change? No, not Into Speed is no good. You need a brand new name. If you're going to put that life behind you, let's give you a new name. Do you have anything in mind?
Well, I'm going to let Randy pick it.
All right, Randy, what do we got for Into Speed?
All right. Okay, hang on here.
See, I thought he meant cars. I thought so too.
I got my list right here. Come on, list. There's hang on. Wait, it's loading. Hang on. You talk about not Into Speed. My list is not loading. Hang on. I got one more here. Hang on.
I know.
Hang on.
You're about as quick as Into Speed right now.
Okay. Helly's Puppet. Ghost Proctologist.
Ghost Proctologist.
I'll take that right there. I'm a Dale fan, so
hey.
give me Helly's Proctologist.
No, that wasn't a choice. But you know what? I'll allow it, but you shouldn't jump right on the first thing that comes down the pipe there, man. Give him a couple more.
Well, I'm a big Dale Helly fan, so.
Well, the name was Helly's Puppet.
Yeah, but I like Helly's Proctologist. I've already typed it in. If you're good with that, we're going with it.
There we go.
All right.
That's what I thought you said. I'll take that.
Yeah, that is the only time I'm going to change somebody's text or nickname, especially since good for you and
thank you
beating that addiction right there. But do you like?
Proud of you.
Happy for you. Do you at least like fast cars? Just.
Yeah, I'm a total NASCAR fan, season ticket holder.
No, okay. Well, there you go.
I'll be out there in a couple weeks.
You realize you could have kept your name and just kind of focused it on the other thing, but that's all right. Now we got Helly's Proctologist. It is.
Well, I feel very special. I'm the only one allowed to change their name. So thank you.
Well, I mean, I'll let other people change their names if they have an honestly good, compelling reason. People don't go nuts. Okay. Listen, Helly's Proctologist, thanks for calling it. Good luck later when we actually do give out that cue to call it and win. And, fair is fair. If you win, you win. You don't, you don't. I don't care what you said. Okay.
you guys are so awesome.
All right, buddy. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. 888-368-1580. That's the number to text in. But it's only the number to call in when it's your cue to call in and win. Randy's Chuckle says, will you guys ever take a live call again? Probably not. No. That went so remarkably well, I don't want to risk anymore.
Yeah. We'll walk off on that one.
Yeah,
Right there.
Tuck says we need to take callers more often. This is great. Killer Rabbit doesn't agree. He says, yeah, Jeffrey, let's stay with texts, okay? All right, we got to get back to what we were doing. And listen, every now and then taking a call wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but generally Keon is going to ignore those blinky lights unless you tell him otherwise. So I don't bother trying. All right, so before the break, Keon and I did our Blender top 5 active scumbags in sports.
Yes.
And now it's Randy's turn. So what do you got, Randy?
Well, I had to deliberate. I had a, I don't look at people as scumbags most of the time, so I had trouble with this. So I had to really think off the top of my pointy head. I came up with which one of those Bosa?
The racist Bosa?
Yeah,
that's
Bosa.
Nick.
Okay, Nick Bosa, number 5, number 4,
girlfriend.
John Rocker. Remember John Rocker?
Oh yeah, the racist baseball
player. He's not
player.
Really still in sports anymore, is he?
Yeah, he's not active.
Is he still? Well, that's going to blow this. Then I'll have to replace him with Kareem Hunt. All right, and then I got Tyreek Hill. Okay, and then number is that 4?
I think you're going from 1 to down.
Jameis Winston is number 2. He's a big jackwad. And then number 1 is Bobby Petrino. Yeah, I remember that press conference with the neck brace. That was funny as hell. But yeah, he's a jackwad. So there you go.
Right.
That's my top 5.
Okay. Yeah. Next time, Keon, let's be a little more clear on what we're supposed to be doing.
I'll take responsibility for how, I guess, I tried to leave it open-ended, and I think I left it so open-ended that it was just not clear.
Well, and I mean, you could have gone. I would have had a good one with John Rocker there if you'd have gone with the just in sports in general.
Oh, that would have blown the whole thing up, though, Randy. There's more scumbags out there than even John Rocker.
Oh yeah, I mean, but.
Well, we were talking about doing a Blender scumbag bracket contest, scumbags in sports bracket contest.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to have to figure out what the rules are on something like that. Is it active, non-active? Is there like a 20-year period, 10-year period?
That's true. I was thinking that maybe because you know how in the NCAA you got the East region and the West region and the Southwest.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
If you have like an active region and then maybe 20 years ago region. I don't know. I haven't thought it all out yet, but like the different regions can cover, this one region's for crimes. The other region is just for, someone says racist or homophobic things like, the way they are in the public. Then you got different kinds going up against each other and then they meet in the middle.
So I think what this means is we're going to have to come up with a list and just let Keon put the bracket together. He seems to have a real handle on the idea here. Good Cat says, Randy won the top 5. What about that racist bully lineman from the Dolphins?
Oh, yeah.
Richie Incognito.
Incognito.
He's no longer active. He's gone.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he's out. He's out of the NFL.
I thought he was still playing.
Keon, you want to check that?
I know he resurfaced on the Raiders. I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah, okay.
Check it out right now.
Good Cat thought that our phone conversation was awkward. Lost Toby.
It was.
Says my top 5: Grayson Allen, Grayson Allen, Grayson Allen, Grayson Allen, and Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
I almost put Grayson Allen, but he didn't commit a crime.
Yeah, he's a dirtbag of a player. I don't know if he's a scumbag in life, is he?
But yeah, if we were to say,
if we're going to talk about style of play, then come on, Draymond Green.
No, he'll kick a guy in the Ginobili's, but I don't think
that's what I mean.
Scumbag.
But Grayson Allen's trying to injure people, and that's where I have a significant problem with the way he plays the game.
Yeah, me too. I've always had a problem with it, and I never thought that anybody'd want him in the NBA. I was surprised he made it. Lost Toby is putting on a tinfoil hat right now. He says, Keon stole the region idea right out of my brain.
Or maybe great minds think alike.
He says, my regions, active players, non-active players, owners, management, bonus. Okay, well thanks, Lost Toby. Moist One says, I thought that was a very straightforward, easy assignment, actually. Art Briles, Joe Mixon.
That's true. Art Briles is active. Well, he's been active, I guess. But
Julio Urias. Uranus. I don't know. Grayson Allen. Yeah, I had Grayson Allen too. And Fran McCaffrey, says Moist One.
Could have tossed in Marcell Ozuna. All the Braves fans know what happened to him last year.
Well, how about we just call it The Houston Astros that cheated to win the World Series. The entire
team. Why didn't I think of that? That was brilliant.
Dropping the Soap says, "Can I change my name to Keon's Proctologist?" No.
I can't wait till they read Ellie's Proctologist on the morning show.
Hefty Lefty says, "Jeffrey didn't fully understand the assignment and still hit a home run. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate that." Heavy Metal Maniac says, "Did you hear the Foo Fighters putting out a really hard rock album? I heard one of their songs and oh my goodness, so hard." Well, I know I'm working half a chubby now just thinking about it. I'll have to check it out. Thank you for that. Ukulamak says, "Does Rick Pitino still count?"
Yes.
Yeah, he's coaching.
All right. There you go.
He's
there you
at
have it.
Iona.
We got 2 hours down. We got one more to go. I have no idea what's happening next, except for some Innings Festival passes being given away. Daily Blender 1580, The Fanatic.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today. Okay, you're back to dining out, but there's dining and there's dinnertainment. Get ready for an amazing dining experience like none you've ever had at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. When it comes to Asian cuisine, nobody does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, cocktails, and more. Book your night of fun right now. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114. We'll see you there.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix
at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White, my heterosexual life partner. Then we got Keon Rose, who does not want me to say he's my heterosexual life partner. And Yeah, well, we're also in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And we did our active scumbags in sports, top 5 in the last hour. And people still have their own thoughts and takes on it. Killer Rabbit says, Kareem Hunt for sure, but Adrian Peterson, he's the worst. Watermelon says, pick any 5 people from the Washington Commanders football administration. Win.
Wow, just any 5.
Any 5, Dan Snyder, into the GMs.
Maybe not now, but
what about the gal that answers the phone? Is she bad too?
Scumbag.
Wow.
Maybe not now because they did have to clean house because they
How
were
about
being
Jen in
investigated.
accounting? Jen in accounting, she's bad.
Scumbag. Senior Wake and Bake
Jen
says
in accounting was probably being harassed, but
yeah, but scumbag. Senior Wake and Bake says Ike Turner does boxing with Tina. Does that count as a sport? No. Scumbag. Oh, I gotta sneeze.
God bless you. So you do that before because the heart actually stops for a second.
It didn't work. I'm okay. Scared the hell out of the dog though. Fighting Wampa says, with those guidelines, you guys may as well include Donald Trump. He did bankrupt the USFL. Yeah, he's not really active.
But he's not actively bankrupting it. And
to be honest, if you've seen his body, he's not active at all. Lost Toby says, not all criminals are scumbags.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, people change obviously over time and turn their lives around, but in the sense that, especially for people like Jason Kidd, for instance, who
that's scumbag,
doesn't appear to be sorry for any of the things that he did. Yeah, that's scumbag. I mean, you can always turn over a new leaf and put that behind you, but not everybody does.
So Good Cat wants to suggest some more texture nicknames for your card there, Randy. He says Bruce is urologist, or Bruce is
it's too much like Helly's proctologist.
Yeah, Bruce is pimp. Yeah.
All
Boogie says, hey, you leave Jen and accounting alone. Moist One says, ooh, forgot about John Jones. Oh, John Jones.
That's true. That's true.
Hey,
That's a
can
good
we
one.
not say too much about John Jones? We're trying to keep Chandler Jones here on the Cardinals.
Shh. Okay.
They're brothers.
No, I know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Don't think the one has anything to do with the other.
Trying to keep Chandler Jones.
John Jones. Ryan Fitzpatrick says, if Jackson Mahomes counts, he's unanimous #1 overall seed.
Well, I don't think he's a scumbag.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Different bag, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Different bag. Sorry, buddy.
We may do that as a list at one point.
One of these days, we're going to find out if that's really Ryan Fitzpatrick texting in the show.
God, I hope so.
We're going to be in a remote. This big furry bastard of a man's going to come up smiling. We're going to be like, oh my God, it really was him.
Listen, that would be fun to have him as a listener, huh?
Yeah.
Get him in on the show. Maybe he could do a segment.
He's from around here. He went to Gilbert, Highland, I think.
I know.
Boogie says, so really, Michael Jordan, he's a scumbag. By the way, that F them kids, he never said that.
No.
He acted like it when he would not, take a dive so they could win some shoes. But yeah, he didn't actually do that. Other ways, as a gambler, I don't know. I don't know.
There are rumors that his gambling got his father killed, but
that's not true.
But yeah, it's not substantiated stuff. So I don't want to go around saying that's a thing, and that would be the only thing, right?
So the one that we all three missed. All three of us missed. Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah, he's a scumbag.
That's true.
Well, he's a philandering scumbag.
A philandering scumbag?
Yeah, I mean, how else is he a scumbag? He cheated on his wife with every Denny's waitress and CVS employee. Yeah. So what? Other than that, he's a Clinton kind of scumbag. But is he?
Well, I mean,
what has he done to anybody else other than his own personal life?
Just saying.
I mean, that's a scumbag. I'm just saying he didn't.
I don't think he's done anything else.
No domestic violence. He hasn't robbed anybody. He didn't cheat anybody other than his wife. I mean, that's bad. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying, comparatively, yeah.
Yeah, it's just he is scumbag, but in the same category as a Kareem Hunt,
or
Kobe
Bryant.
Yeah.
So no,
Damn.
Tiger Woods probably just a bad husband scumbag. So Lost Toby says, unfortunately, how about do the Paul brothers count? Logan Paul, Jake Paul?
They're more in that douchebag territory.
Yeah,
I think.
douchey.
Yeah, there's a difference between scumbag and douchebag.
Yeah. Paul the Plug says Brent Mushmouth, Colin Kaepernick. What? I think he means Kaepernick. Monday Night Football or Dirtbags? Don't know what he's doing his own show.
Dirtbags is different than scumbag or douchebag. You got dirtbag. That's something completely different.
Boomer Sooner says, how about that Cromartie guy, the defensive back in the NFL that had like 10 kids with 10 different women? That's kind of a scumbag.
That's more of the dirtbag thing there. Not that
dirtbag or
and not
we'll
because
go
he had 10
dirtbag
kids
like
with
Tiger Woods dirtbag, Cromartie dirtbag. The guys we talked about earlier, scumbags,
Right.
and then douchebags are like the Pauls and
because Cromartie had 10 kids with like 10 different women, which isn't a crime.
No,
you
it's
know?
a dirtbag move.
But he couldn't remember the names of the kids when they brought him on Hard Knocks to talk about him.
That's scumbag. That's scumbag.
He got to the point where he was going the other one, and I was like, okay, Antonio, you got a problem.
The goofy cross-eyed one. You know the one. And the tip of my tongue.
The youngest one is having a birthday, and it's just like, could you name your children? Because you started off naming them, and then about 4 kids in, you were like, no, I can't.
If not active, if just in general, of course, Aaron Hernandez, OJ Simpson. Watermelon says, how ironic is it that Tiger Woods cheated with the porn star and his name could also be a porn name? Tiger Woods. All right. Hamilton Porter says, anybody bring up Ray Lewis yet? No.
Well, he's not active, but he would count if he were playing. You'd be in there.
He says, don't forget Sean Kemp. What did he do? I can't remember what he did.
Sean Kemp?
Yeah.
I mean,
Seattle Seahawks, Sean Kemp, right?
Seattle Supersonics.
I'm sorry, that's what I missed. Yeah.
Outside of fathering a billion children, I do not know.
Kemp. Well, then that makes it dirtbag. Just dirtbag.
Yeah.
She Skull says Tiger Woods is scumbag. Alex Rodriguez is an ultra scumbag. Yeah, those guys are just dirtbags. Alex Rodriguez is just a dirtbag. He did steroids and most of the New York telephone book. Tiger Woods, if you're a Waffle House waitress and you haven't slept with Tiger Woods, then you're doing something wrong. So yeah, there's dirtbag, scumbag, douchebag. Lost Tubby says Jake Paul is looting during the protest in Scottsdale. That's scumbag. You're right.
Okay. Well, there
Jake
we go.
Paul.
Upgraded.
All right. No, I think that was Josh Paul, wasn't it? It's Jake and Josh. I think it was Josh Paul, not Jake Paul.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, who cares? They're okay. Now they've both been elevated to scumbag. Keith the Cook says scumbags, 2 past players for the Portland Trailblazers, CD and TP. Clyde Drexler. And who's the TP? Help us out, Kiss the Cook. Boomer Sooner says Sean Kemp, I think, did the same thing. Had a billion kids. Dirtbag. Fed Fan says, I have a new dirtbag for you. All the women who date pro athletes to get pregnant and then get that child support so they don't have to work anymore. Oh, those are just hoes.
Damn.
Wow.
I mean, I guess if you want to just call them dirtbags, we can too. Yeah, but that does count as dirtbag. But
yeah. It's just I can't think of a specific one, obviously, but
Baker's Cocky Hen says Kemp is from my hometown, Elkhart, Indiana. He was a douche, according to my dad. All right, but we don't have anything more on him than just the dirtbag, childbearing thing.
Still one of my favorite dunks of all time, though.
Jagdog says Warren Moon, wife beater.
Was he? I see. Now I got to look up that. I didn't know that.
Oh, TP stands for Terry Porter.
What a terrible.
I don't know what he did. You guys got to give more information than that. Let's see here. Mr. Pringle says not one mention of Kobe. Oh, I did that earlier. I did it subtly because I didn't want to get death threats. Card's voice says, how about the dude that hit the other dude in the neck with his stick from behind in hockey all those years ago? Can't remember that dude's name.
Yeah, that was pretty dirtbag, and that guy could have been seriously injured.
Is that a dirtbag or is that a scumbag move?
That's a scumbag move because you're putting someone's life in danger when they can't see you coming and you're coming with a hockey stick and you're just hitting them in the neck from behind.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't like it.
Yeah. Cards voice. That's a good one. But I can't remember. Somebody's going to remember on the text line. 888-368-1580. Baker's Cocky Hen says lots of Coke, like most 80s NBA guys. Yeah, it's still dirtbag. Yeah, it's dirtbag until it becomes something worse. Ookla says, wow, Elkhart, Indiana. I know where that is. Well, congratulations. They can use a map. Moist One says, what about the Morris brothers? Scumbags.
Okay.
Not just because one of them hit on my wife at a Costco gas station, because they remember that dude they beat the hell out of, and them and their buddies like just viciously beat the hell out of a guy, and they're jerks on the court, off the court, all the way around. So I'm going with scumbag on that one.
You know who we didn't put on our list either? Alvin Kamara.
What did Alvin Kamara do? I can't remember.
Yeah, the Pro
Beat
Bowl.
the hell out of that guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's still pending. He's
Him
a
and his
pending
entourage.
pending
Allegedly.
scumbag.
Pending, but
Reportedly.
the camera footage, allegedly, the camera footage has everything.
We don't know what the guy said. We don't know the whole story. A fight
matter.
between two dudes is
Doesn't
one thing,
matter.
but a fight between a dude and then 5 dudes kicking the dude while he's down. Yeah, I think that does drift you into scumbag territory.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. Chief Skull says, if it's a female, no, we're not going there, Chief Skull. Just we're gonna go dirtbag or not dirtbag. Boomer Sooner says, I think it was Marty McSorley for the Kings. Not sure, but pretty sure there. So there you go, Cards Voice. Marty McSorley is a name being put up there. Senior Wake and Bake says, you can also call him. Okay, since I don't know what that means, and turns out I said something the other day on the air that I didn't know what it means, and I was told later by my wife, don't ever say that. Okay. Fighting Wampa says, how about Juwan Howard? Didn't some girl accuse him of giving her an STD knowingly? And didn't he almost start a fight the other day? Well, if he actually gave a girl an STD knowingly, that does make him a scumbag.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that story, so I'll have to look that up too. The fight from the other day is a little bit more complicated because he didn't start it necessarily.
Lost Toby says Myles Garrett, has he been mentioned? But just for the helmet hit, that's a dirtbag move. I don't know if it's a scumbag move. Or did he do anything outside of the helmet? The hit in what's his name with the helmet?
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
And not that I'm aware of. And the thing with Mason Rudolph is, what did Mason Rudolph say? Because that does determine.
He said a certain thing,
right?
But I don't think he said a certain thing.
It's he said a little bit, and that's the reason why
Well, here's the thing, though. You know as well as anybody else that if somebody said that, it would his own guy would turn around and start hitting on the head with a helmet. And nobody's going to defend the quarterback who calls somebody something like that. The guy who was defending him would have just walked off and says, "He's all yours, Myles." So I'm not Myles Garrett, stand-up good dude. Outside of that, and you have to think maybe he thought he heard it, but there's no way on earth that Mason Rudolph actually said that, because he would not have survived the ride home, if you know what I mean. That would just have been dumb on all counts. So Fed Fan says Jason Kidd beat his wife. Well, I think that was on Keon's list.
Jason Kidd was number 3 on my list.
Good cat, yes. Tiger Woods, we've established not scumbag, dirtbag. Mr. Pringle says Latrell Sprewell. Try to choke his coach, right? What else did he do?
Didn't he spit on somebody too?
Is that scumbag or is that dirtbag?
In basketball, one of those basketball dust-ups.
I don't know. Pringle, help us out if you've got info on that. Wiggy My Piggy says the entire late 80s, early 90s Phoenix Suns cocaine roster. That is not true. Wait, is it?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, you're not talking about our Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
I'm talking about earlier Phoenix Suns. I don't know. Excuse me. Puts the lotion in the basket, says Todd Bertuzzi is a piece of brown thing with eyes. Oh, I think that's poo. Bruno Baller says, can Robert Horry be a dirtbag for what he did to the Suns? No.
Well, no.
Wait, what he did to Steve Nash, right?
He was a goon, but he wasn't a dirtbag or scumbag.
Well, that's a dirtbag move. It's not scumbag.
It was more of a goon move because it was in a sports competition. I would call him a goon.
Kiss the Cook says
Also, yes, for Latrell Sprewell.
Oh, why? What
was having consensual sex with a woman on his yacht, but then he started strangling her. So then no.
He had a thing for choking people, didn't he?
Had a thing for choking people.
All right,
Yeah.
scumbag. Kiss the Cook says that I don't know which one of these guys. He says was a past coach for the Suns at a club, tried to hit on a girlfriend of mine, inviting her to a private party at their hotel room. That's all right. She still went home with me. All right. So which person are you talking about? Jagdog says Dana Stubblefield arrested for rape of a disabled woman. Okay,
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty open and shut.
That transcends scumbag. Chief Skoll says, how about this for a dirtbag? Utah Jazz fans for the rampant racist taunts of athletes at games.
Yeah, they have to stop that. And multiple NBA players have complained about specifically Utah fans.
You expect that in the South, not so much in Utah. I mean, didn't know the Mormons were racist. I always thought they were just kind of nice and weird.
The thing is, in the South, that there are a lot of black people in the South. You know, so like you say something like that. I mean, if your friend ever found out or your neighbor ever found out, that
Good
might
point.
be problems for you. Whereas in Utah, who's going to check you?
It's a good point. Racist in Utah it just means that you know everything's fine, but racist in the South means, hey, remember when your house wasn't on fire? Yeah, that's a good point, Keon. Lost Toby says, who's that guy that hit Antonio Brown that gave him permanent brain damage?
Vontez Burfict.
Well, he was goofy before the NFL though.
He was, but Vontez Burfict has
dirtbag.
Number of helmet to helmet hits on players all around the league. Yeah,
that's dirtbag. Moist One says, I don't know. The only guy close to Mason Rudolph and Garrett was Pouncey. And, well, you know, he was Aaron Hernandez's best friend. I don't think that Pouncey is still going to allow Rudolph to say the N-word.
In fact, the fact that he's Aaron Hernandez's best friend is probably an indicator that, you know, maybe Mason Rudolph doesn't make it back to the locker
Exactly
room.
what I said. Yeah, he's not going to survive. Fed fan says, sorry, Keon, I was taking out the trash when you read your list there. Senior Wake and Bake says, how about the entire current Lakers roster? I'm not going to blame those guys for the fact that LeBron James is kind of a douchebag.
Yeah, and LeBron James himself, he's in the douchebag category, but he's not in a scumbag.
Cardinal Art says Bill Romanowski is a scumbag. What did Cardinal? What did he do? What did Romanowski do other than put like vicious hits on people? Did he do something? Hefty Lefty says you guys are forgetting about Karl Malone because that's a story nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah,
that was horrible. That's
That's
a horrible
just
story. He is a beyond scumbag.
Yeah, he's at with Stubblefield in a league all of their own. Lawrence
Lukla
Taylor
says
too.
if spitting counts, then yeah, Bill Romanowski counts. Okay, so he spit on somebody. Blissful Hayes says Ray Caruth. What did Ray Caruth do?
Boy, that's
Pringle brought it up too. Cardinal Art says the Romanowski spit in JJ Stokes' face. Boomer Sooner says Romanowski would not only hit you really hard, then he'd stand over you, curse you out, and dare you to come at him again. Rumor was he was roided out. Listen, that doesn't sound like that just sounds like badass. Maybe dirtbag at the worst.
Well, with Romanowski, he was accused of at many points in his career and after his retirement of being racist.
Oh, okay, dirtbag, scumbag.
So we've fallen into that territory with
All right.
Romanowski. He did apologize later, but obviously he said what he said.
Ray Caruth is in prison for the many, many years. The crime escapes me now, though.
Well, he shot into a vehicle, an
Killed his
occupied vehicle,
pregnant girlfriend.
Well, and he was. I don't even want to read this second line. It's so horrid.
Yeah, let's just agree. Cardinal Art said, yeah, it was during the game, so dirtbag. Mark Chimura sexually assaulting his babysitter. Okay, this is getting really bad. This is starting to hurt my soul.
That was one of the reasons why I kept it.
Started
active.
out kind of fun and interesting. It's now getting darker and darker.
That's why I tried to keep it with active players, because if they're active, that means if they're not active, usually whatever they did was so bad they're done.
Uh-huh.
And we can kind of keep it in that territory where we're not just depressing ourselves and bringing down.
Yeah. Okay, we're done. I'm not going to read any more of these texts, so stop sending them in. This is hurting my heart. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, come back. Let's talk about non-dirtbag, non-scumbag, non-douchebag active NFL stuff. All right, let's bring the positivity back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone, common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today, 480-398-1000.
College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of TCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so here's what's going on. GCU had a blowout win just last night, and now they're going to come back and try to do that again. Sam Houston is visiting on Saturday at 5:45 p.m. You'll hear that here on 1580 The Fanatic. And, of course, we've been talking about giving away those inning festivals passes, and the time is now. Caller number 10. Caller number 10, 888-368-1580. I saw the look Keon just gave me. It's just 10. I didn't do 15. I didn't do 80. Caller 10, 888-368-1580. And you will win these really amazing wristbands. $179 per wristband. Get you access, and also you get to show up both days. You can see the Foo Fighters, Tame Impala, St. Vincent, the War on Drugs, Billy Strings. Now, listen, if you don't win these passes, you still have time to go to inningsfestival.com, check out what's happening, and get your tickets right there. So 888-368-1580, caller 10, and Keon is working them phones as fast as he can right there. Puts the lotion in the basket, says, so you want positivity, huh, Jeffrey? I think the Suns can actually increase the lead before the playoffs even start. By the end of the year, Booker's going to be in the MVP talk. You know, I remember seeing when Chris Paul was on the Clippers, Randy, that whenever he was out, or
Dopey Blake Griffin. Yeah. One of the two are out. The other would go nuts. And, they'd still win some games. What you end up seeing there is you don't get as many wins without your full team complement. But at that point, Booker has to play hero ball, or Chris Paul had to play hero ball, or, so when one or the other is out, somebody has to play hero ball, and you start to see some amazing stats. Will that actually turn into wins, though, for the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Campaign is going to come in and do a great job. I think the entire team's going to have to step up. And this is why they gave Campaign the kind of money they gave him to be a backup point guard, to come in and run this team when CP3's not on the floor. So, and by the way, Chris Paul just being around the team, he's like a coach. I mean, I've heard it several times. Everybody talks about he's like a coach on the floor. So he's going to be coaching these guys up and helping them out. So although we lose his skills as an assist machine on the floor, I think this team is good enough to step up and fill the void for a while.
We'll find out tonight when they play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Big Kev says, hey, Randy, some F1 racing news. Haas F1 team will be without major financial backing, at least for right now. Their major sponsor was a Russian oil company owned by the father of their driver, Nikita Mazepin. Interesting story to possibly follow there.
Yeah, definitely interesting, especially with what's going on, the events going on there in the Ukraine right now, right? So
yeah,
we'll have to keep our eyes on that.
It hasn't really affected the world of sports, I guess, beyond that race car driver, and some soccer tournament is getting moved out of Russia.
Well, the soccer tournament, but I also saw that two Ukrainian boxers that are in the Hall of Fame are going to fight for the Ukraines. So,
oh, wow. Yeah, we keep forgetting that there's two sides to this. It does seem like Russia is just going to come in and just sort of take over that country with very little resistance. But yeah, Ukraine is not a small country, and those people are fighting for their homes and their lives. So don't count them completely out, but yeah, it does seem to be overwhelming odds against them. So hopefully cooler heads will prevail and something will come to the table. And
let's just hope.
Senior Wake and Bake says, I am positive that this is the best radio show this side of the Mississippi. And who's this Nikita? Is that the guy that makes power tools? Nikita. And well, now I want to know who the hell is better than us on the other side of the Mississippi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate the compliment, but I'm also a little bothered now. Kiss the Cook says Derrick Rose would have been a great backup to CP3.
Yes. The problem with Derrick Rose, though, as we all know, he's a bit fragile.
Mm-hmm.
However, lately he's been holding up really well. So I wish him nothing but the best. I mean, that guy had a look. I thought Derrick Rose was going to be one of those superstars in the NBA. To the extreme of like a Michael Jordan or LeBron James, but he just got injured.
Derrick Rose is now to a point where he's hurt everything on his body twice, and it's all scarred over. So he probably won't get hurt again anytime soon.
Well, we can only hope not.
All right, Keon, who won the Innings Festival passes, the wristbands?
It's Bill. Bill has won it. Don't have a texter nickname for Bill because
all right,
doesn't really text, but he was happy to win the tickets or the passes there. So does he at least
congratulations, Bill?
Does he at least like the show? He does like the show.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a fan of the show.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's just like, I'm going to get those passes from these jackasses. I hate these guys. Time to call. Boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Hi, love the show. Yeah, okay. Well, congratulations, Bill, and thank you for listening. And you told me he's got to pick him up at the station, right?
Well, that was the thing. I didn't know. And so I told him to listen for the instructions.
Yeah, you got to, these that we physically have them. So he has to come to the radio station tomorrow and pick those things up. I guess I should have told you that before.
Bill, if you're listening, Bill,
if he's
here
truly
is
listening,
Blender alert for Bill. Bill, if you're listening, you need to come to the radio station to pick up these passes and do it by the end of the day tomorrow. Before 5 tomorrow afternoon. Bill, please listen. The tickets are here, and you need to pick them up here.
Bill, think you got the message?
I think he did.
Hope so.
Bill.
Fed fan
Phil.
says, I'm positive that Roger Federer is my favorite tennis player of all time.
Mm.
Well, we got positive things to talk about now, guys. We're good, but I don't think we're going to talk tennis.
I don't want to bring this back up, but that tennis player last night, he should be on the douchebag list. What was his name?
Oh, the guy who was beaten on the
whatever his name was. Look, if I'm that chair umpire, I'm coming down on there. I'm just going to whip that guy's ass.
No,
right
you're
there.
not. Because if
In
you saw
front of
the
everybody.
No, he was about 4.5 feet tall and he had no chin. There's no way he was going to get violent.
You want to hit my stand? I'm going to whip your ass right here, Jet. I'll pull him down to my size.
You would, but this guy was just kind of like, I'm going to give you another dirty look. That was pretty much all you could do. Just a dirty look. And he got the hell out of there as fast as he could too. Gave him a dirty look coming down off the stand, but he was just kind of like, oh, I'm out of here. Yeah, Fed fan, we said it. That's that's what we said. Ookla says, can Keon count to 10? That's impressive. Better than I can this time of day.
Well, I did get to caller number 4 and said, thanks for listening, but you're caller number 4. And caller number 4, whoever they were, said you're lying. So I don't know why. Why would I lie to you?
Say that?
Why would I lie to you about that?
That is okay. That's an odd response.
You're lying.
You're caller number 4. Bull crap. No, seriously.
No, I got 6 more of these to do, so I'm sorry.
Sorry, got to go. Bye. Click.
No time to counsel you. Tiger Paws sends a picture of an impressive grouping of arrow shots into a target. Says, hey, I'm channeling my inner Katniss Everdeen while I'm listening to you guys.
Nice.
Katniss Everdeen. Wasn't that fat, racist, blonde lady who cooked food with butter that said some bad words? No, that's Paula Deen.
That's Paula Deen. Yeah.
Katniss Everdeen.
She's from
famous.
She's the main character of the Hunger Games story.
Oh, okay. Well, I never seen
bow and arrow. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I mean, the premise was interesting. Bunch of kids killing each other because food. And I was like, all right. Kids today that they wouldn't be able to handle that. You know what I mean?
Kids today.
Yeah. I got
sure hope not.
Wasn't the movie play? Wasn't it set in the future?
It was.
Yeah, but kids today couldn't handle it. Kids today, if you said, all right, you have to go out there and fight some other kids for food, and they'd be like, I guess I'll starve. They're not. They don't. I like the idea of these kids just killing each other off because kids are annoying. But no, just not realistic at all for me. Chief Skull says, I'm sitting here with my dog and we're eating wavy lays and French onion dip while listening to 1580 and watching the first 48 on A&E. Ooh, we are living on the edge.
Wow. What a day for you.
Got a lot going on there.
Yeah.
You know that dogs should not have the onion. That is toxic to dogs. So don't give them any raw onions. Don't give them anything with onion powder. And by God, Chief Skull, please do not give your dog onion dip. It will make them sick. It is toxic for them. I learned because every time my wife is cooking in there and she's like, she drops something on the floor. First thing she says is, can a dog eat that? And I'm like, oh, no, let me look it up. No, get that. So that's why I know that because I just looked that up the other day. Fed fan says, Zever was caller number 4, I think. Did he have an accent? Maybe you lied to me. He says 4. No, it's bull crap.
He didn't, but he sounded angry enough that maybe it just came across very clearly. That's possible.
Lost Toby says, see, that proves it. I called him a liar and I was caller number 7. Senior Wake and Bake says, Children of the Corn would whoop their asses. I think you're right.
What?
The Children of the Corn versus the Hunger Games kids.
Oh, yeah.
But the Children of the Corn were like supernatural creepy. Yeah. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, I didn't say you were lying, Keon. I said the ramen was outside. He's got a picture of a pallet of ramen. Yeah, I doubt it. He says, check the employee door entrance of the station. You'll see a pallet of ramen. Yeah, you can't see it from where you're sitting. That's the other side. 888-368-1580. Okay, so I've been trying so hard just to get to the next thing, and now I don't even know what we're doing. Let's just talk about an old friend, shall we? Remember Chris Streveler, Randy?
Yeah, why does that sound familiar?
He was a third string quarterback for your Cardinals.
Okay. Yeah. Streveler. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in
that's why.
7 games over the last couple of seasons.
All right.
17 for 25.
Yeah.
How are you 17 for 25 with 141 yards in 7 games? That is horrible
Well, I mean,
stats.
he's Chris Streveler. That's why he's number 3.
He also had an interception, and he ran for
had
21 yards in
He had
7
an
games.
interception. He's quarterback. Did he intercept himself?
No, he threw one.
Oh, he threw one. Oh, okay.
Listen, don't bust my balls. I'm not Chris Streveler.
All right.
Anyway, so they waived him last November, and you know who found him to be a good idea?
Who?
The Washington football team. He'll be starting for them this season.
He won't be.
Oh,
he won't be starting.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Keon, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, Fish Tank. The Dolphins have picked him up. He's going to be he's going to be on the roster there. I don't know if he'll make the team, but yeah, I just thought maybe an old name from the past there. Oh, Chris Streveler found himself on. Hey, at least at the moment he's on a roster. So, you know, he's a Canadian superstar, you know.
How about that?
Yeah, he won the 2019 Grey Cup, which is their version of the Super Bowl.
No
You know?
kidding.
Yeah. But this is probably the last time we'll ever hear of him. Ron
Yeah.
Rivera does say about the Commandos, he says, you know what? We do have a lot to offer for a franchise quarterback. Look at him trying to sell the team.
What he's trying to do is woo Russell Wilson. That is who it seems that front office most covets of all the options that they have.
Who in their right mind wants to go play for the Washington football team while all this scandal and all this stuff is going on? Give me a good reason why. Let's say I was a superstar NFL player, Keon, and I'm sitting there going, you know, I got to find me a new home. Washington Commandos, they used to be a racist named football team. They have a racist scumbag, sexual harassing, might I almost say, from what we understand, borderline assault owner, a bunch of guys on the administrative staff, past and present, who have been implicated in some horrific things being said over email, and and they haven't had a team to speak of for a while. And sure, I like Ron Rivera, but what other good reason does somebody as a franchise quarterback have to come join the Washington Commandos?
Well, I wouldn't say that they don't have a team to speak of. I think that the team and Ron Rivera are what the selling points are. You've got a couple of weapons, Logan Thomas, the tight end, Terry McLaurin, the wide receiver, who's been awesome. Antonio Gibson, the running back. The offensive line is much improved. That defense got their act together after the bye week. And you won 7 games with Taylor Heineke at quarterback. And the year before, you won 7 games with the unholy trinity of a dying Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, and
Alex Smith.
Kyle
Alex
Allen.
Smith is dead. I just saw him in a commercial.
His leg was dying.
What?
His leg was dying.
They cut his leg off?
I think he still has that leg.
He still has the leg, but it wasn't what it used to be. I mean, he was barely able to plant his foot and throw. He's on TV now. He's fine. He survived the season. But that was not the best version of Alex Smith. And that team won 7 games too. So you think, if you're a franchise quarterback, am I better than Taylor Heineke? Can I make a football team that already has pieces on it better than a team that's got Kyle Allen as a starting quarterback? I think I can. And that would be the pitch there. And of course, Ron Rivera is gonna have your back. And specifically, Russell Wilson is from the area. So that's one reason why they're targeting. We played football in Virginia.
So if this is Shark Tank, Keon, I'm out. Randy.
Okay. I mean, they're not as one quarterback away as your Colts are.
You haven't heard from all the Sharks yet, Randy.
Russell Wilson to the what are we betting on? What
Just
is
anybody to the Washington football team.
Yeah, I'm out.
Better look next time, Keon.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. They're not as one quarterback away as some of these other teams, but you add a real quarterback, you become a playoff team in that NFC East. Yeah.
Easily. Like just one quarterback, like the Broncos are.
Yeah, the Broncos, the Colts.
What you need to do is just forget about free agents, Keon, and look to draft a bunch of new players who are too dumb to Google the Washington football team.
So
I mean,
they don't
I
know the
why-
horrific
you're-
past
you're-
of your team.
You are talking about this team like they're the Texans, and I don't understand that. But they
you pile on everything
They-
all together.
yeah, I still think
this happened with your team in the last, say, even 5 years. It's not good.
I mean, I'm talking about last two. I mean, you can't go back 5 because it's very
Well,
awful going back 5.
I mean, his team, like Keon said, I mean, they're a couple key pieces away from doing good. Now that the front office is an absolute dumpster fire.
Well, I wouldn't say
The
that.
best we can invest is a Taylor Heineke. Okay. And 15% of the earnings. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, no.
No, I
I'm gonna
changed
leave
mine.
it.
I'm out.
I'm going to leave it. I still think they need to draft a guy anyway, but that's the pitch.
I'm sorry, Keon. All right, we are woefully late for this break. Let's take that break. Come back on this date in Big George's sports history and other assorted things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Undisputed junior welterweight boxing champion Josh Taylor returns to the ring for the first time since winning the belt last May. He'll face Jack Catterall Saturday in Scotland. Taylor a heavy favorite, minus 17.15. Catterall plus 8.55. The NBA season resumes tonight. The Phoenix Suns on the road against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Phoenix with the best record in the NBA at 48-10. They are a 9.5-point road favorite, 215 the total. The former roommates turned enemies, Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington, currently slated as the main event for UFC 272 a week from Saturday at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The former interim champion Covington, the odds-on favorite, minus 360 over the current BMF title holder Masvidal at plus 270. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
Keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
I represent low-cost airlines, and we know a lot of you are not traveling right now, and we understand. However, if you do need to travel between now and the end of the year, now is a great time to lock in some of the lowest prices we've seen in a lifetime. Hey, in normal times, we can save you up to 75%, but now airlines are practically giving away seats. We have inside deals on over 500 airlines. Here are a few sample round-trip deals we found. Seattle to Vegas, $35. Chicago to Atlanta, $85. Los Angeles to Atlanta, $100. Of course, there are some limitations, but the airlines want your business right now. And cancellation and change fees are flexible. So fly somewhere this year, book now, save a ton, call right now.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
app. 1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday. I was watching the Daytona 500 last weekend, and usually I get pretty excited when I watch the Daytona 500, but because I had some money on some of the drivers in there, I was even more excited. At the end, all my guys were right around the front there. At Brian Blaney, at Brad Keselowski. I mean, listen, it makes it more exciting when you have a little skin in the game, and you can do that by downloading America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook. There's ways for you to invest in player props, futures. You can find whatever bet you're looking for, as FanDuel has heaps and heaps, loads and loads, tons and tons of options. There are live betting options, which I haven't done yet personally, but I've seen the live moniker on the screen. When I'm looking for different things to bet on. And I think I'm going to start, checking that out during a Suns game or a Coyotes game or something. And that's another way to make a little scratch on the side there. They've got odds boosts and specials every day. They've got product features, multi-game parlays, same game parlays, opportunities for you to really score big on investing just a little bit. Right now, FanDuel letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Yeah, I said that, $1,000. Just place your bet on any game, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 if you don't win your first bet. Seriously, no strings attached. Just place your bet. If you win, keep the cash. If you lose, up to $1,000. FanDuel going to set it back to you and give you some site credits for you to continue betting and having fun. If you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started, and be sure to sign up with promo code Randy1580 so that they know I sent you. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
So earlier you mentioned that having Chris Paul out, well, no problem, because we have Campaign who can step up. But it has been brought to our attention by Blissful Hayes that Campaign is injured. He's out injured, and he is correct. Campaign is out. So,
oh boy, well,
your point guards are either Elfrid Payton or Aaron Holiday. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be the young man, Aaron Holiday, right? I mean, I don't know who. I haven't seen a roster preview for tonight's game against the OKC, but now it starts to make you wonder about how much in the bag this game would be. I mean, they had sort of set the odds where Phoenix is of course a favorite in this game, but I don't know if this information tilts the scale at all. I mean, I'd still say Suns, just even without a point guard, should just sort of stomp past OKC, right? I mean, OKC is just, they are horrible right now.
Yeah, OKC is bad. And part of it is they're very, very young. They've got a lot of guys that are going to be good, I think, in the next few years, but they're not ready yet. And some of those guys that are going to be good, injured. So Oklahoma City ought to be a team that you can beat. But, I mean, you're missing your starting point guard and your backup point guard. That does make it a whole lot tougher. I know that Aaron Holiday can play. I do think he is a good basketball player. He hasn't gotten significant minutes before anywhere, but that's because he's been on teams where there's been a starter established. So this will probably be a good opportunity to show what he can do. But he's not a scrub by any sense of the word there. He can play. Does he fit what they're doing right now, and how fast can he catch up to how comfortable this offense is and what they like to do and what their tendencies are? That's going to be the real question there.
They're going to have to figure it out because they have Josh Giddey to deal with. And they got Lou Dort in their way, by God.
Hey, a former ASU player, by the way, Dort.
Mm-hmm. Lou Dort's a good three-point shooter, though. That's a guy that, maybe can't make his own shot that way, but don't leave him open. That's
the Thunder has a few pieces, but very little hope. 888-368-1580. Pringle says I can solve the Suns point guard problem. Just tell Paul it's an all-star game tonight. And he'll come right out.
Boy, lot of people were sure frustrated over that, weren't they?
So that he can throw exactly one pass and then go to the bench.
Perfect.
They play defense in these games now, though. You know that, right?
We have a new texter, ladies and gentlemen, who has a solution. He says, here's what you do. You put Booker at point guard, slide Mikal Bridges to a shooting guard, and put Cam Johnson in as small forward. There you go. Well, they got a couple of actual point guards, though, so I think they can keep to more of a traditional thing unless those guys just stink up the place. Then you might see Monty make some adjustments, but thanks for being a new texter there, 1676. Thanks for listening. Dr. Roadmap says, hey, sorry I can't always text in a timely manner, but, I'm usually driving when you guys are on. Anyway, that phone call you took earlier from that listener was a riot. As if your show isn't always thoroughly entertaining as it is, that call put it over the top today. You should think about doing that again sometime. Well, we Dr. Roadmap, we have we have found that text, we can get more of you guys and your thoughts and your contribution in quicker by going text, because here's what happens. You usually get a caller on the line on a sports talk show host. You're like, all right, let's go to Bob in Phoenix. Hi. This is Bob in Phoenix.
Caller, are you there?
I love the show. And, I think Chris Paul is he's got blue eyes. It's kind of weird to me.
I don't think he has blue eyes. They're
green or something, but we're talking about the Cardinals. I'm getting there. Just, I think you and I should be best friends.
Did you have something to say about the Cardinals? That's what we're talking about, caller.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Get off the couch. Get off. Grandma, I told you, you're not allowed on the couch. Sorry. What? Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, or even what you have to say earlier is something you're going to have to say 7 times a show. Hey, could you turn your radio down?
Yeah,
we're your feedback.
Echo.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. 1676 says, no, it's Kaler Quitter. It's my new number. Who dis? Wait, do I get a new texture nickname? No, you don't, Kaler.
Oh, it's Kaler Quitter?
Yeah. Kaler the
Quitter.
Quitter.
Yeah, we take that back.
Hold on. Kaler the Quitter. That's in there.
Did he identify himself as?
Yeah, he knows where he stands. Yeah.
So you're Kaler the Quitter. That's what you are in there.
Because I feel like there's not that many Kalers around. You could have just said it's Kaler.
What happened, Kaler? Did you quit on your old phone company? That's why you had to change?
That's right.
Did you quit on your old phone, Kaler?
That's all he does is quit.
Quitter.
Hey, I saw your parents at the Phoenix Open. They stopped by and said hello. Lovely people. But they wanted you to know they quit on you too. 888-368-1580. FedFan says, no, Chris Paul's eye color is light brown, you goofball. Really? They always seem they're so light colored. I thought he had blue, like green eyes or something. What do I know?
No.
Not like I'm staring lovingly into Chris Paul's eyes. Let's see.
You know who does, though?
Chris Paul?
Who does, though?
Chris Paul?
You know who stares into Chris Paul's eyes?
Chris Paul.
No.
Oh.
Sexist name exposed.
Oh, dear God.
Oh.
Dean Blandino.
I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure he's married, has a lovely wife to
so dreamy.
Yeah.
And
wow.
And now we're just crossing sports. How good.
I get my basketball bouncing. Wow.
Oh my God.
That Chris Paul is something else.
Thank God it's time for On This Date in Big George's. You can go, Dean. You can go. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1978, Marine World Dolphin Mr. Spock accidentally ate a stainless steel screw. Stay with me. A doctor didn't want to do surgery when it was more practical to pull it out through his mouth. Problem is, no one on hand had arms long enough. That's when someone suggested Clifford Ray, starting center for the Golden State Warriors, whose 3'9" arms were perfect for the task.
Oh, jeez.
It's a true story. And I guess he got his fingernails clipped. They greased up his arm, and in he went.
Oh, no.
And he reached in there, and he kind of looked around a little bit, pulled out a pair of car keys. That was weird. And then he's like, oh, and the film crews were there, so this has been documented. He reaches in there, finds it, pulls the bolt out from Mr. Spock's throat, and for his service, you can keep the bolt.
Well,
and so they're like, well, we'll put it on a plaque for you. There you go. So there you go. True story. And that was Clifford Ray's contribution
How
to
about that?
saving a dolphin.
Clifford Ray, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's
Beer Bob says, Jeffrey, how does Chris Paul stare lovingly into his own eyes? It's called a mirror, Big Bob.
that's how anyone stares into their own eyes, lovingly or not.
No, here's what he does. He pulls one out, points it at the other one. Seems like there'd be an easier way, doesn't it? Hefty Lefty, when he realized that, says that when Clifford Ray realized that nobody's car keys, he just put those back in. He's like, oh, somebody might come around looking for him later. Jagdog says, damn it, I was caller 9. I got to talk to Keon, so at least I got that going for me. He is a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get him to be a little less of a nice guy so we get those calls moving a little quicker.
I was brief, but as I said, thanks for listening. And
you know what? There's always time for kindness. Well done. Chief Skull wants everyone to know, don't worry, my dog did not get any of the onion dip. He only gets the chips. I was too afraid that he'd get all kinds of dog gas and blow out Mrs. Chief Skull. So,
oh boy,
he was being kind. All right, guys, that's it for us. Thanks for everybody's contributions to the show today. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Bye-bye.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April